Absolutely.
But at the same time, only one can go through.
And this is such an exciting matchup. The form that KRU has been in, it's been fiery passion versus the cold iron, the discipline of LEV. And here we get started. Split is our first map here, the pistol round.
And it's an attempt from KRU to take things very slowly. Davies, though, turns the pace up as soon as Taco spots him.
Yeah, that's confidence. Rendezvous placed up. Get out of jail for free card, and now being helped out by the rest of his team. Stray shots being sent straight through the wall, hoping for an easy kill. Taco almost going down, has to back away for a heal.
Remember, Noswa was unbelievably good last time Leviathan played on this map. One of the big reasons why they were able to pull through. And they're going for a wraparound through mid. Nags has heard all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, Nags has heard them rotate off of A and through up to B male with his lurk position deep in mid. And KRU, we've seen them go for this kind of pathing before where they take A heaven control and then pressure into B.
Oh, and King could be in trouble. One snake bite to his name, has to back out. Just hopping around, and he does escape.
They didn't leave anybody posted up in A heaven. So while they go back here, they've got to be a little diligent, worried that Taco could be pushed forwards. They still haven't forced out Taco's dash. But the confidence from KRU in these kind of moments, they don't spend much time wondering. They just go.
To the final 30 seconds. Hit's got to start coming through now towards the back of it. Shy, flash over the top. Does connect, but Klaus, what an answer back. Damage being done. Taco, he's low though. And it's running and gunning. That'll finish him off. Two-player advantage. Spike will be going down. It's in a safe position, but the post plant isn't too ideal still. Massive player advantage, but everybody grouped up towards the side, and Noswa trying to take matters into his own hands. Risks were necessary, really, to try and turn the fate of this round, and it doesn't go his way.
A 2v5 that looks completely unwinnable here with Nags having his position up towards heaven. But Mazzino and King are going to do what they can.
Needs a freebie here with Melter being low enough snake bite. There's Kesner going down, but yeah, they all topple just like that. The player advantage being a little bit too much there. So KRU running away with that one. Pistol round under their belt. Great way to begin.
And I feel like a lot of these have turned things around enormously. But when I watch KRU move around the map, they are so different to how they played during that regular season.
Oh, yeah.
They're so mobile. They're willing to pressure different areas and return back and cut timings, play with different tempos. Even in that pistol round, you know, they're wondering if they could call an audible and rush through to B, or whether they should end A, and they're very fluid with it. A lot of credit got to be given to Melter, who used to be a player on Leviathan and is now calling to try and take his team to champions over the top of his former roster.
What a storyline that would be. This one should just be slam dunk, round win. Spike going down, up to push it back. Not planted for main, it is close to default, but at this point, LEV, the discipline they show, most likely just going to be going down to the spike, looking to see if they can get any exits, do that economical damage. But you know, you say it's not all form when you talk about these teams, Josh, and they have had these good ideas, that nuance that we're seeing almost. You're saying that, you know, playing very fluid. You think of the KRU in a regular season, very much brute force being the name of the game sometimes. A lot of 5 players grouping up.
Absolutely, very little nuance to it. And I think they needed a little bit of time with their new coach, Adam, to be able to come in and help them figure out the ways that they wanted to approach these maps.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk about how close they were at being able to secure wins during the regular season, but close really doesn't do anything. 0-9 this squad, and yet now poised as arguably very slim favorites in this final. But as the Des was talking about, I really do feel like this is anybody's game, up for grabs by either of these squads.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to see our first clash of the rifles in this round, where it is KRU's bonus, but they've got 2 Phantoms, 2 Vandals, and a Bulldog coming in here. So, essentially just our first gun round.
Yeah, the money is flourishing. From the prior round, setting themselves up here. Focus being laid down towards mid. Taco. AS'd up. Slight off angle. Misses the shot though. Has to activate the dash. Takes another attempt of it. Get out of there.
And as to what Sean was talking about on the desk earlier, notice how the flash from Shy does connect onto Melzer. And so Leviathan don't know how many players are outside A, even though it's Melzer controlling A, Nags controlling B, and that triple pack with Davies and Kesnit taking the brunt of the map control. This system has really worked well for them, all throughout LCQ.
Dog all leading the charge. Davies, you're in the jump spot. Pings it out for his team. Mid control taken as well.
Melzer deliberately getting flashed again. And now he moves away from A main. This looks like it's going to end in a B split, but remember, Shy just got confirmation that there were people outside A main. So he's got to stay towards A. And now LEV have 3 players over there.
And here it is, a face by King looking for information, but he will fall stacked up against him. 1 player left standing, Mazzino. But that's a read, isn't it? Nags it. Blaming that kill. Mazzino at the off angle, they needed to get value there, playing in and around the smokes, but another 2-player disadvantage for LEV.
Spike planted.
And again, forced to make the difficult task, difficult decision. Maybe not for them, but to save. We know they're prone to it.
They definitely are. Yeah, I mean, even the audience knows what's going on at this point, right? Leviathan with another one of their save rounds.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk about this. It's one of the ways in which Leviathan demonstrate their discipline. They want to keep rifles up at all times, make sure that they have a decent buy heading into the next. But they're not one of the teams that tends to convert at a high rate on eco rounds, even when they have, you know, a few rifles in there. And Kesnit's found one of them. So now only 2 Vandals looking to be brought into the next. And while all of this is going on, KRU's economy grows bigger and bigger. These players are all going to get the 3K, they've got the plant bonus, any kill bonuses as well added on the end. The economy already looking like it's going to be flourishing.
Yeah.
And we're only into round 4.
Bank is booming. They're giving out loans at this rate.
And it puts so much stress on Leviathan on their defense side.
We talk about form with these teams. It is an important talking point as well on the other side of things. LEV have come into their own with a lot of their individual players. Haven't seen too much evidence of that so far with this series, but players like Taco finding newfounded confidence that wasn't there in a regular season.
And I think that's an important point. We haven't seen it yet, and I think they probably need those players to get online early in the series to get that confidence going and feeling like they're warm once they get into later maps. And this is a winnable map for either team straight off the bat. This isn't one that's supposed to be one-sided one way or another. LEV or KRU both have their chances to win on split, although obviously KRU in the driver's seat at the moment.
I like this decision making. It's deep B main control. Give it over to Mazzino. As long as he holds that space, he's going to be granting them a lot of information. LEV can push players into other directions as well, shore up the defenses towards mid, towards A. They know that space is locked up. Trailblazer needs to be dealt with, it is. Nobody was following up behind it.
There's a bit of danger in B main though here. We've got a judge on Mazzino, and usually Melzer is going to try and take that space on his own. Remember? 1-3-1, that's the idea for KRU.
There.
So if Mazzino just holds his ground, there is a big chance that Melzer is dropped with the spike.
Recall smoke. That's King, relieving that pressure as well. Right from behind, a bit of a backstab attempt. Mazzino's still there. The judge does not do the work, doesn't take out the opposition.
What an incredibly important fight that could have been the whole round for KRU.
Taking B main control, but still, it looks like KRU want nothing to do with it. Again, that fluidity on display. They force the rotations out all the way through spawn. There's only one player really anchoring, and they can hear the footsteps. Davies, does he win this fight out? King! How's he managing that? Traded, though. Isn't it behind him? Took him out. Not even sure if that was intended. Shy onto the corner. Has to try and get one. Time running so damn short, but he falls. Could have been everything if he stopped it, but the spike doesn't look like there's a chance that it's going to be denied. Melzer's there. Getting the plant off. Extension towards it. Satchel forward. Nozwa to 1v2, and he's brought down anyway. It's a 3.
So this has now hurt the Leviathan economy. They were able to buy in the prior with only one player having a judge, but now down to Stingers.
Yeah, dampening on the economy. Stingers and the Sheriffs. We've seen miraculous stuff occur with those guns in the past, but LEV are going to need it because this is a half that is steadily getting away from them. Wall dropping. Jiggle into the corner, spam onto it as well. That was Shy just spotted out.
And now KRU ball up with 4 players, trying to avoid getting caught out by any individual on the anti-eco round. And they just leave the rest of the map to Davies with his trip. The trademark broken, he has to worry about B main, but again, it's the rest of KRU just all together, trying to feel out for whether or not there's a stack on A.
Yeah. That's a goal. Taking a time with it though. Getting down to the 50-second mark. Don't actually have control of middle B main. Still making this rotation through.
They're going to be heading into Taco, who only has a Sheriff in hand. Just going to be asked to do so much.
Well, what can he achieve?
Little fakes with the snake bite. Nice lineups from Nags. He's going to make it feel like it's ending A.
He's in the off angle, misses the shot though. Doesn't land. Showstopper now. Forwards. Taco! What is that? He's removed him. He's out. He's repositioned. A fox in the pen, straight into the smoke. Mazzino He's ripping and tearing right through them with the sheriffs. They swarmed him.
Thrifty.
And my goodness, just like that. You needed a miracle. You needed something to offset that round advantage. There's one on the board.
Head height, hoping that he catches Kesnet on the floor instead of blast backing any higher up. Unbelievable. That is what Lev needed. Taco now has the money to get an op online. The reverse Uno card in terms of the economy.
Yeah, it's twists and turns, isn't it? You can flip just like that. There's an operator on the other side of things as well. It's Davies' attack operator. He's been set up onto that A ramp angle. Might be a brawl waiting to happen here. Viper wall going to be fading soon. That's King holding close to the corner anyway.
And if anyone tries to punish Davies here by wide swinging, Kesnet's ready. He can also do stuff like try and break this Trailblazer.
3 players spotted.
Blinded.
Bomb buddy out.
I think Lev are doing a great job here at just challenging crew as they try and fight for map control.
Yeah.
Nobody's really exposed themselves to Davies' sightline, and yet they're still holding them back from being able to take A heaven.
Now, Flash is going to be keeping a lot of the Lev players, again, tethered. That's what you were mentioning earlier, right, Josh, with it tagging onto Melzer.
And look, everybody else has left. It's only Davies there, but they've inserted him, and they're going to explore elsewhere on the map. And Lev still keep 3 players.
Yeah, Nozzle does spot it.
Grenade.
Aid in hand. Felt the pressure. And there we go, straight into ropes. That's King, pounced upon. They removed that position all the way back over to Way. Ring around the rosies. Never really know where this team's going to land. There's a pull, there's a nade. Shy, close to the corner, him and Taco. Got to do so much more. Towards the back of the site now. Seekers going across. Damage done, I think, straight through the wall as well. It's a target-rich environment. Close to the corner, no one's clear. Nozzle at the time is running so damn short. Taco, can he deny it? Plant, close to the corner away from him. Nothing to deny this one. Still active into the elbow. They know he's there to double face as Mazzino seeks to gain a bit of information, a better ground. All down to Taco, and Davies has got it watched. Missing the shot on either side. Knives whopped. Oh, it's whiffy.
He pops the knives at that point, Brad.
It's whiffy, man.
I mean, Taco had knives at a much earlier point.
Form here and now.
We've seen that all year with many different teams. I mean, Cloud9 springs to mind as well. Felt like there was a different performance there when they were the underdogs and no one believed in them, and when they became the favorites.
Absolutely.
We'll see whether that has an impact on either of these two teams. BO5's very much, you need to be stable throughout. It's not about peaking in one map. You need to be able to bring consistent performances the whole way through. Shy only has a Stinger here, so a Stinger and a Judge being brought in on the defense side. Yeah, as King pops his ult in mid.
And the money is dodgy, but they want to light up some weaponry around these big ults. Opened at the Viper's Pit will offset the economical disadvantage. B main controller's theirs, though, on the side of crew.
Concealment.
Spot on Mazzino.
They're looking to just post Davies up.
No way!
And that's ridiculous. Klaus just spamming that common angle, catches Mazzino, and Nags looking to control the reaction on the other side.
Goodness me. A flick to the side here. Melzer also watching for it, anticipating a push out. When you've got the 2-player advantage, again, the pressure is on Lev to perform.
And it becomes so difficult when Leviathan lose a player on one side of the map and try and make a play on the opposite side. They know that there's 3 players B main. They're looking to try and push something out towards A. They know there's only 1 player there. But Nags is holding a great defensive angle and hits the shot.
Shy flash deep into A main there. It didn't tag onto anyone. Give him a bit of false information because the rest of the crew now grouped up towards it with 30 seconds left, but he's made his way back onto the side.
30 seconds left.
Oh, this angle.
So
Orthodox,
exposed.
isn't it? So exposed, but he wins the first fight out.
Spike down A.
And gets away.
3 positions. Tucked into elbow. Can he get any more here to try and offset it? Potentially open towards main. There was 2 players there. Out in the open again. Time is running so damn short. It's 12 seconds. Shy could be an absolute miracle worker. Doesn't win it with a wider face. It's Melzer. Shutting it down. King from long range with the Judge. There's got to be some changes after that one. Surely he's hopping around the corner but cannot escape it. The sightlines were set onto him. 6-1. It's the scoreline that we face right now, Josh.
And this is absolute devastation. And that, Bren, is one of the most ridiculous things in terms of how this run has been working for crew. They've been getting the first kill 68% of the time. I mean, it's probably higher now. It's probably more towards 70% if you're taking these rounds into account.
Wider is the face again, and you're feeling it. It's desperation. It's running its course. For Lev here, King, I mean, he feels like he has to make a play. with the snake bite pushing forwards, but already too many players have fallen with the stingers in their hands. I mean, it's a weaker bite. Got to go for plays like this, but this is just looking like KRU cementing themselves, Josh, even further.
Yeah, they're gonna... Leviathan are gonna try and go for this, but double stingers in hand. Nosworth with his ult, but there's no point committing the showstopper.
Guy's contacted. Yeah, I mean... Just a tap onto it, hoping he can force the fight towards backside, expecting there to be a player there.
And as Nosworth slowly gets squeezed out of this round, KRU are going to be absolutely in the ascendancy.
Yeah.
First map, all flying. And there were a few questions about whether the break between the upper finals and the grand finals was going to hurt this team's momentum so far. What's wild is it's not all Kesnet. It's shared kind of evenly across the board by this team. I mean, just now, Klaus is 3-1 in first kills to first deaths.
Yeah,
exactly the same as Kesnet. So these opening duels are happening everywhere.
If you told me the numbers that Klaus is putting up here now compared to the regular season, I mean, I'd assume someone else is playing on his PC because they have just been ridiculous. It's like a different player. But sometimes, this tournament structure, this format, the KRU players have spoken about, how it favors them, the long regular season, playing games out. For a team like KRU, you could argue LEV as well, I mean, doesn't favor their play style. And especially that momentum that they gained playing match after match after match. I mean, no team has had a harder path all the way here to this grand finals than a team like KRU. They've had to battle all the way from the very beginning.
They had no second chances at the start of LCQ.
No.
And here, just getting slowed down slightly in mid. 50 seconds left. And if anything has been a bit worrying for KRU in this half so far, it might just be the clock. They've had a lot of plants with about 10 seconds left. And maybe that's something that Leviathan can focus on. Not giving first duels easily, playing a rolling retreat.
Crossfire setup. Together, it's ramp with him and King. Nosworth, can you do the most here? Well, it's all King, seemingly. It's 3 on the board. Dodges the flash. Magnificent. Elza, last one standing, and an ace denied.
Ready.
Much to the disappointment of the crowd, yet finally we see LEV getting online a little bit.
It's got to be more than King, though. It's got to be more than King. He's got 3 times the amount of kills. It's a good start, though.
Time to keep this one moving. Again, operator v operator. Davies, it's no piece of it towards main. Steadily taking up that ramp control.
It's a nice teleport that Davies has got set up. It's going to take him all the way back to safety if he gets pressured in sewers. So he can just work picks on his own here. Yeah. And he's not worried about any kind of crunch setup. Chamber's so good for avoiding trap plays. Not that the double duelist comp runs too many of them that Leviathan are using. But it's slow and cautious from KRU again.
Now that Davies is here on this angle, just has to dodge the Sky utility coming his way, but he can hold this space well. Main's also being covered by Nagset, who's just behind him.
And you can see that LEV are adapting here, only using their utility later on in the rounds. They know that KRU are going slowly and carefully, so they're using flashes and seekers at 50 seconds.
Hang about, Dash is here. Here's the reload, and he claims the first. Nagset, he will fall. Pull right at his feet, shows stopper, it lands. Kesnet, so consistent with it, but he's got shy there. Back up right behind towards the elbow. Landing the shots, and the Rhino is here, man. Oh my.
Everything left down to Melzer in a 1v3. Playing against his former team, calling the plan for this round gonna awry, and he's just got to save.
Yeah.
10 seconds left.
What a performance from Shy there. I mean, and Taco, putting on like an Aspas cosplay, essentially.
Yeah.
It's so good seeing Taco activated, because this player has been in such a slump for such a time. And on both of these teams, you're getting people tournament that means the most at the end of the year.
It's been a while since we've seen these two teams at any form of international events outside of lock-in.
You want to play? Let's play.
That's what this is for. KRU used to be a staple of almost every single event, but had a bit of a gap in terms of that. LEV fighting hard as well to make sure that their season doesn't end in disappointment.
And I feel like one of the big adjustments that Leviathan have made is saving their utility for the first kind of 40 seconds of the round. They know that KRU are not going for big 5-person pop hits at the start. That means you don't need to throw as much early utility. But you've got to make sure that they don't contact into you. And KRU are taking a lot of space and a lot of liberties up in A heaven.
Dangerous. They haven't crossed the threshold, just the open window angle. Shy is out in the open here, so is Nosworth, and they're just wide open. They didn't expect that space to already be granted to the crew players. Nags is ready for the push. It's fallen to pieces.
I just love the adaptation from both of these teams. Leviathan were playing a slower defensive round in response to that, and Melzer calls for them to go contact forwards. Okay, if Shy's not going to use his utility to find out where we are, we're going to walk into him. They're scared of us at this point. They're scared of the Davies op, especially when he's got his tour de force active.
Yeah.
It really is beautiful. The system that Crew's figured out. A combination of Melzer working with the new coach Atom and the time that they've spent, and some of the time off.
For a team like Crew, had a hard time of it. It's been a marathon this season.
Final round of the half, and apart from a brief showing from Leviathan, Crew have completely been in control. Lev are going to try and mix things up now with Taka walking down mid. The operator, in theory, should be able to find these players, potentially, like Melzer and Nags.
The contacting, yeah.
But they normally hold very safe positions, Brent.
Yeah.
While the rest of the team is doing their job. Oh, and Taka oversteps himself and gets punished. That's the worry.
Falls down, Nosworth, satchels up in the air, flashed up, blinded up. He cannot move a muscle. He's brought down. The ult completely negated. That's a -8. With a minute left in the round.
Oh.
That is precise.
What a shot.
It leaves it up to 2 for Lev. Final round of this half, but all but locked up now for Crew. Should be the 9-3.
And if they win this round, every single round the Crew have got the first blood, they've managed to convert. 100% 5v4 rate.
No more worries about the operator. Contacting to be heaven. Zeno. Down control, but he's just one man with a Guardian. What can he do? He's feeling it. There's one.
30 seconds left.
Good shot to be found. Oh, propped up, finds himself the upgrade of the rifle, but the plant's going to go down. Nevertheless, does get the Cosmic Divide online. Maybe he can do something with it.
I've got your trail.
Another star planted, but here's the Seekers to spot out where his last 2 players are. Aimed it down. It's a deeper smoke. It does give him a lot of exit opportunities, but spamming through the Vandal is risky, giving it away. Out in the open, Satchel at his feet. Shy is dealt with all down to Mazzino, and he cannot withstand it. 9-2.
New squad to champs.
It is a masterclass in terms of the calling so far for that first half. Let's send it down as well. We took a listen in to King and what he thought about this LCQ.
They were able to pull back a 9-3 on Haven versus Cloud9. But also, we've seen this before.
We have seen this before, yeah.
I mean, on Split, 9-3 as well. Leviathan have literally been in the exact same spot before, during that match in LCQ when they played against each other. But now they need to turn it around. Now it has to be a different result. And Nosworth, the player that has been so fantastic for them on Split and had a breakout performance playing the Rays on this map, going missing here, not able to find the value on the defense side, which should be his best. This is going to be very tough. And we're only at map 1.
This is crazy. 4 players grouped up, seeing if they can get a cheeky kill. Nosworth spots it, gets out. A clue with his life. There's a response. It's instantaneous here from Lev. Shy out in the open. There was no real coverage there, but under smoke. And Davies does reposition with the rendezvous. 10 health, though.
They know where Davies is as well. They know exactly where that teleport went to. He needs help from Klaus.
Deep flash. It's good. Davies dodges it and still lands the kill. Heal not online fast enough. The nade will clean him up and finish him off. Shy just poking and prodding towards the side here. Nozzle still containing and holding, but does get traded and brought down. King is close to the corner to one undone angle. It's a fight also waiting to be taken here. Mazzino for the right chance of this backstab. Nade is there. King close again to the corner. It's finally called out, but he's already claimed 2, and there's Mazzino. Final line of defense. Ready to strike when his team needed it. So, pistol round for Lev. Maybe the start of something. A string of rounds, potentially.
That's exactly...
Get me there.
They think they've already won. I mean
Yeah, that looks like A5, I'm telling you.
why are we here?
Exactly, man. Pop it off. I love it.
I mean, this is a day for the LATAM fans. It really is. You can't lose. You really can't if you're
cheering for one team or the other. But yeah, the region as a whole is going to be winning. Well, here it is. Striking back. They are... What? with the shorty getting away with that. Nagzet claiming too close to the corner. This is suddenly in much more than danger. This is looking almost lost. The spike out in the open. 2 players left standing. That economical advantage, it's gone to pot.
And the spike being down is a massive problem. I mean, Mazzino is so far away, just assuming that his team are not going to run into Nag's double shorty kills.
Yeah.
Nagzet in the corner, just being able to
Caution
pull those
here.
both out is spectacular for his team. How do they recover this?
Got to target a star.
They have stars that they can put up. That's going to deny vision, but crew are going to spam. No damage done just yet.
No one even walking into that direction. Instead,
Look at Melza watching behind him, worried that they
30
could have got
seconds
all
left.
the way behind to screens already.
realizing they could have got out of there, but he didn't pick up the spike.
There's 20 seconds left. This
back
extraction process has got to be moved a little faster.
Yeah, no opportunities to pivot over to B. It has to land onto A for any chance to win the round here. Smoke's close. Kisner is out in the open. And here it is. Time playing its part. 12 seconds left. Close to the corner. It's a 1v1. Oh no. Nozwa has the spike, sticking it down here. Melza, does he choose to take the time with it? It's planted. Damage done. Only 78. 1v1 the corner with the right clicks. That's the finisher. Gotta be the crew.
Try harder now.
It will do. But yeah, they're loving it. A thrifty. They answered it right back.
And when there seemed like there was hope for Lev, oh, dashed in a moment.
The wind taking it right out of their sails. Desperation on display there. Taco hoping to deep dash, maybe take some space towards A, but he's brought down so early. Not ideal. Yes, it's a half fight, but at this point, every single round, every single moment counts.
Right there.
And crew do tend to be quite bunched up in terms of how they defend. I mean, you watch them on the map, and they're looking to try and get active with 2 or 3 of them, going for pushes or reclears. They're not happy just holding these static positions, and I think their idea is pretty excellent. They keep putting pressure on teams. Like that. Mazzino ends up walking into them. Crew looking to get up to 11.
I think it's smart. Group up as well when you're up against a half fight. There's no danger of getting overwhelmed, a singular player giving over a weapon. Giving up that A-Heaven control. It's a mad scramble, isn't it, on the left side. Hunting for an open angle, an open shot, but 30 seconds left. Which way is this landing? You don't want to be saving these guns.
30
And what must
seconds
be
left.
running through the heads of the players that are just dead right now and having to think and ponder the fact that they're down 4-10. I mean, a 6-round deficit on the opening map, not the way that Leviathan would have wanted to open this. So difficult for them to even come back into this.
Spike down mid.
It's a trade-off, but a cleanup.
And you've got to wonder if that kind of mentality is they just have to sit there in these slightly slower rounds, stewing on the fact that they're down to their rivals from LATAM, a team that they've been better than for the last year at least. You got to wonder if that's going to impact them heading later. Lev have got to be able to brush this off unless they're able to mount a comeback. Because Pearl used to be at the top of Leviathan's map pool, but crew have looked amazing at it recently.
It's the benefit you get when you go through that uppers. The double ban, moving Fracture and Haven. The second map, you know, the second map ban, a bit of a toss-up when it comes to what crew would want to remove, but I think Haven's a decent one.
And while you would, as a competitor, want to just focus on the here and now and make sure you get this round, there's that little pressure in the back of your head as you realize the score at the top of the screen.
Oh yeah, dash forwards. That's deep into heaven.
With a judge, I like
the judge. Yep, seen this play before, but no util to his name. That's the money running dry. He's already used his one smoke. How does he get in there? Showstopper. Nozwa, can he pave the way? Can he clear out a bit of a space and an opening? Davies, you are mad to take that fight, but he does bring him down. Just the 1-for-1. Taco close to the corner. Dog doesn't clear it. Klaus, oh, he's wide open. Wide open, and there's the kill. Surely running right into him. Kesnet, he's claiming it. It's carnage. In the final moments here. 3 versus 3. Winnable still. Having control. Still theirs for crew. Lever all playing, tucked towards side. Series of these close angles and one of them positions. Down towards it, Nagzet, who wins it out in the open, vulnerable. Forced to try and trade and take matters into his own hands. It's up to Shy, 1v1. Time running short, does Melza hang it?
Not quite.
I don't think so.
It's close, but I don't think he's got it.
Damage done, but not the defuse. Barely missing out on that. Squeaking by.
And And a light millisecond timings.
Yeah, barely. Will this be a turning point?
Oh, Taco is so deep inside the pit.
That's a dash inside to see if he can punish. He was pre-miming towards Mail, actually, expecting the pit to be offloaded from that position. King, he's already vacuumed it up. Pushing forwards now. Showstopper all the way through. Kesnet spots it and nails it. The Rockets, the consistency. This is looking like 12. Crew, just like that. That's from back of a round of their own.
Awesome movement from Kesnet there, too. Using the blast back of the rocket to push himself away from King and around the corner so he couldn't get punished.
I'd love to see if anyone is tracking as well the stats on this. It feels like Kesnet gets a kill every time.
Every time he uses the showstopper.
Yeah, every single time.
He's got to be the most efficient raise that I've seen with it in this tournament. But you've got to remember, too, that this is Kesnet's best tournament run ever. We've seen amazing star-level performances from Kesnet since he first came onto the scene. And yet this is still him performing at his peak.
Blocking vision.
That is quite ridiculous.
Right there.
And it's been one of the big reasons why they're able to power themselves forwards here. You heard Valen and Sean talk about how much of a weight that just lifts off the rest of the team.
30 seconds left.
And it helps them play better as well, I think. You know, as I said, it's not like Kesnet's getting all of the first kills. He kind of is here on Split. He's got at least 5, I think.
Again, another
6 or
decision
7, maybe.
to save here, Josh. I mean,
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, Leviathan are playing for the draw at this point. I wonder what this ends up doing to the
10
mentality, but
seconds
this is
left.
how they play. This is how they've practiced. And these are the kind of decisions they go for.
don't blame them to a degree with it, but you got to keep these guns as well if you're going to make this decision. If you're not going to make a go of the round, you've handed it over. There's a 12 for Crew. Almost anticlimactic in the way that one goes. Will they keep the gun? Shy. He stays alive.
Very close.
In those elimination games, but it doesn't get really any harder than this here. Map 2 of our grand finals of the LCQ. This is it. Pistol round beginning on Pearl. Will we see that answer back?
Leviathan instantly committing to taking a bit of space over here.
Yeah, right into mid. It's Taco is leading the charge, tanking the alarm bot.
And also the Trailblazer going down very quickly. So the Trailblazer is supposed to clear all the way through and funnel people in so they get pinched by Taco and Mazzino. That didn't really happen. Davies able to break it back off into a safe spot. And now Taco just controls the middle of the map. This is going to force somebody to keep an eye constantly on this little area underwater that they've currently got their eyes on. But in general, they're waiting for a commitment into the A site.
Yeah. It's good mid-rounding so far. You break all of that util, like you were
Careful
saying.
here.
Have to keep your eyes now locked on the different middle areas of the map, just in case a player could be lurking.
I mean, the spike is heading now towards B. They have 3 players prodding over here. It's only Kesnet.
Yep, he's got to do the most. Flash. Avoided, dodged to the side. The spike now. Change of mind, change of direction. Mazzino, he's the one who strikes back. Just, again, lurking into these 4 positions, doing a significant amount of damage.
They're expecting people to have
30
rotated
seconds
off
left.
A, but there were still 4 players here. They thought, surely if we take contact with Kesnet on B, they'll leave.
Rooted into the back of the side as a dash forward as well. All that space is going to be taken, killed, exchanged and traded. High tide in the face of Davies, but finally it fades. Flash forwards here online. No one's watching the angle, and they're taken out, but it is again just up to Melzer. Still in that position, weak enough from the prior shot. And Taco picks up 3.
What a cool pistol round there by Leviathan. Clear gameplay right from the beginning.
Let's leave whatever happens.
Very
in the
quickly
past.
taking mid control, going towards B link, seeing if they can work a pick by catching somebody out of position. And then, yeah, I mean, almost overplaying it, to be honest.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
little
with
prod
3
towards
players
B.
anchoring towards the back.
They just, there's no real reason there to expect there to still be 3 or 4 players on A and only Kesnet watching B. Almost caught Leviathan off guard. But Mazzino was very good at being able to take that space.
Wanted to see return to that presence here of Taco. That is a lot of presence in mid.
What a shot.
Okay, Kesnet. Yeah, pulling out shots like that, I shouldn't be surprised. The name value that this guy commands.
And I think King is looking to try and control the Bulldog, but it's already been taken.
Yep.
He's worried that somebody might have snuck up here, and he might just get the info. Yep, there's no Bulldog left. They've already been here and left. They've scampered.
Right under his nose, but there is a plant online, so time is going to be ticking. Puts that pressure now onto Crew, and there's going to be that backstab. You can see still King looking around the art position. Back of the side control still for Lev as well as A main. Mazzino wins his duel out. High tide in his face. Propped up, Taco spots it. There it is, deep to the angle, Mazzino. Perfect timing with that one, pushing forwards, and the crossfire is excellent. So
I believe that's the first time the crew have managed to get the opening kill and yet lose the round in this match so far.
wow.
And of course, they're massively not favored in that round anyway because their economy is just so much lower. But they've put a bit of
Prior work that was put into that round here. We're heading into the bonus. The economy's not too good, but they have built up the reckoning. That's the big one. Mazzino picking up all those kills, and they're going to use it to try and clear out the site. It's Kesnet close to it, dodging the first one as well, trying to take the fight right to the opposing Jet player. Top it around, slow down Klaus. It's supportive and suppressive fire. Down through the angle, didn't really know what he was aiming at, but he still collects the kill. And the site is granted, so player disadvantage still for LEV, but taking a timing now. Waiting for the next wave of util. Maybe even just contacting.
I mean, the next wave of utility is not going to come out for quite some time, and the Trailblazer are already looking to try and disrupt that.
Snakebite, all the angles pushed out here, and yeah, contacting deep into the
flash.
spawn. Flash through the wall. Melzer, he dodges, and he collects two.
Team flash onto Shy as well.
Mistimed. Bit of a mistake. Moments like that as well. It's LEV trying to again take control back into the round, pushing forwards, but everybody falling. So, bonus round. Not going the way that Leviathan wanted.
Right from the offset, not going their way. The Reckoning invested too. That's a pretty large asset that they would love to have for one of these economic swing rounds. It's game over.
That's a brutal one. Guns in the hand of both these teams now.
And here's that Viper Orb that we were talking about previously in the pre-show. Nags just, oh sorry, King just spotting that out and realizing that Kesnet is pushed up deep towards B. Here's the IGL is going to be feeding that information to the rest of the team and telling them to more quickly and aggressively take mid control.
Davies.
Recalling
He
my
knows how much they've been playing for this middle position. Just gets the one and backs out. I respect it.
So similar to what he did on the pistol round. And you can't push that. As the attackers, you just cannot push that.
You are never favored.
Unless there is a massive distraction, a huge site exec happening on A that distracts the entirety of the team. You're just always going to die.
Zeno did. Of course, he's still got this space up with the
This
wall.
is very dangerous for Melzer.
Oh, the knife Melzer, yeah. Doesn't anticipate it. He's still alive. 73, how he wins the fight.
There's no way.
Not a chance, but Melzer is on one.
How does he get away with that?
30 seconds. Again, it resorts to this. Contacting all the way up. Nosworth, he's close. There's a flash around the corner. He's got backup. And the rest of his team, Klaus is watching for it. There's a reswing there. Shy out in the open. Brought down, vulnerable up. The utility is perfect. It is funneling these players. Corralling them. Nothing to be found. 2-2 now. Flawless for crew. And a slight misstep. Losing the pistol round. Losing the follow.
Leviathan are going to be using utility if they're taking B-Link control, and instead Mazzino's walking up behind it. He's favored there every time, and somehow Melzer drops back and hits the headshot. LEV are taking a lot of map control towards mid, but they're not actually being able to convert that into good site execs that put pressure on the players anchoring sites. What we need to see from them is, once they've taken art control, committing to an A split, and then fighting aggressively for dugout, and trying to, you know, attack the players that are back there.
Yeah.
Naxet, Davies. Instead, it's more contacting around. And this could get very sticky. We've got Kesnet and Melzer in spots not anticipating these players to be so pushed up.
They hear the updrafts. They got to know they've lost control of Link. It's a double push up attempt. King out in the open. Pops up the orb, faking like he could be backing away. Look who's eager to take the fight. It's Melzer. He's still there. Wants to take it to him. Against the Stinger, barely winning out, but he does win it nevertheless.
And this is just a confidence difference at this point. And Melzer's looking to try and take the duel there. Wins it.
And this is such a similar game plan so far. It feels like every single round has ended in a familiar way. Poking and prodding. One side doesn't work out. Well, it's your turn. Mazzino and Shy this time seeing if they can work their way in. But again, never to clear out dugout. High tide in the face. There's a player trap there, but they're just taking a fight through it. Taco over the top. That's what we needed to see. It's 2 kills. Knife still there. No refresher in sight. Has to whip out the weapon now. He's picked up the upgrade. Locked down. Placed down.
They have to fight it.
And Davies cannot defend it. Reckoning time. He's running so damn short. Davies makes the choice to try and fight into it. It's stunned up. That's a spike. Dropped down. Out in the open. Attacko. He's noted. It's running him down. What are we witnessing?
With only about a second left. About to be detained and Tackle pulls it away. What a round from Tackle here. Knives in hand, helping. These are the rounds that LEV are winning.
Yeah, we are straight back into it. No messing around. No time wasted. Orb up, Cascade. Control now taken.
How does
Long angle. And
How does Kesnit find an angle, find an opening around this? The way that you play Operator into this is trying to find the opening.
No way, man!
And there are none.
Oversteps in south, of course. I mean, plenty more angles to play for with the new Pearl changes, but that is a little bit too much. With him falling, that's the go button. Cove. Flat now going down on top of it. King doesn't get away with it.
Melzer
Hoping
again.
and hunting for that timing. Melzer seemingly too aware for it. 4 versus 4 now. It's evened it up. How does the fight get taken? Operator.
They have Sky ult here.
Seekers. One still escaping. Zeno falls. Snag set. Dog. The collision course. Straight to Taco. Flash in his face. He's blind as a bat. Cannot see anything at all. He's falls in a nano swarm's cruise utility. It's sublime. It's impeccable. And it's overwhelming.
Excellent stuff from KRU. The way that Pearl B post plants play now is very different to what you will have seen during the regular. And from Nagzet, it's so good at clearing those positions. They're very diligent with it while the wall is up. And it puts them at 3-3 with economy advantage.
Placing alarm bot.
Stingers and a half armor. What's the play here? We're going to see a brawl and a clash into mid. The flash does connect. The 4-1 split towards the A side. Trailblazer. Taking note of a lot of this. Taco just pure disrespect, isn't it? Running right over towards the Nano Swarm. Taking a lot of damage in return. Trailblazer not seeing anything. This is getting dangerous here.
And here's the difference. Normally, mid-control doesn't get converted into a sight take. This time, the lockdown.
Oh.
And Melzer again onto King. He's unaware of King's positioning, but wins the duel anyway.
way.
And there's another one.
It's instinctual.
He's just in ridiculous form currently. He's running around the map, wide-swinging people, deleting them.
Taco, was not Taco over Judge in spawn?
Yep.
Yeah, well, just trying to make the most of it again. Mazzino as well, of course.
Player
It'll
standing.
take matters into your own hands, but sure you get the plant out. It's a lost round here for Nozwa. Too many players to overcome. Planted towards the back of the side, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. And of course, it's being watched by Kesnit with the op. Consistent.
There are just so many moments already, and we're only just finishing round 7, where Melzer has been trying to get the better read on each other. And also, King, you would usually expect him to be the more impactful player.
Yeah.
Currently 0-5, getting knocked out by a 10-3 Melzer. Who once again, bears reminded, is calling against his former team.
Scout.
Same play by Lev. Not too much difference again. Trailblazer goes through trying to clear out. This time there's a Reckoning layered on top. It's going to be the extra element to really clear them out. I mean, it's dug out on the back of the site. Nagzet can't hold his ground and stand it down.
And this is very different. This time, nobody in dugout, nobody in spots where KRU can try and contest.
Oh,
But Taco just thinks that the entirety of the site is for free.
he's not supported there either.
Oh, no help.
It's a strange play. Cove broken. Their advantage now going towards him, but again, have to play forwards time.
There's only
Nano
one
swarms.
snakebite here. They can't really play lineups.
Difficult position to try and do so. Cove actually missing as well, going a bit further back. This really just could be a scramble. Coming down to just trying to push through these smokes and making the most of it as well. It's all being watched. Again, Mazzino, he's been cut off from all of them, pushing past the high tide. 2 players into main. That's left standing. So many targets to choose from. Half on the defuse. Enough time being bored as well. All grouped up. KRU 5-2-3.
You got to have better plans than that to beat KRU on Pearl. Only Taco going forwards to try and... Shouldn't be playing off-site. I think Taco makes the right play, but he's made to look foolish for it because he's the only one going forwards. Gets caught. Game over. KRU now look like they're starting to stretch themselves a little bit, momentum flowing.
Definitely on their side. Look at that, ready for the cross. Using the wall once more to try and lurk their way deeper into Link. Alarm bot, I believe, is going to meet them, so it's pinged out immediately. Crew are going to be aware of it on the defensive side. I got to say, I mean, how many times have we seen this from the LEV game plan? It's always the mid-routing into the middle of the map, removing the Killjoy utility, but it's having much bite after that, right?
It's very reminiscent of 100 Thieves, yeah, and they were using their ultimates to be able to get onto the sites in the past couple of rounds. They had Shy's lockdown, they had Mazzino's Reckoning, but now those tools don't exist anymore.
I'm like stuck in Groundhog Day. Because we're going to get down to the final few seconds, and it's going to be on contact plays and looking for a pick.
And Kesnit's got the read here. He knows they're in B-Link. He knows they're here.
Not baited. Smoke around the corner.
And that's a nice one. Threatens that they could be walking out.
That's smart.
But they've still got to actually convert the mid-map control into a split. And this is where LEV have been struggling.
Look at the...
They're so
decision.
indecisive.
Yeah, it just showcases and the positioning, the way they're moving around the
30
map.
seconds
And again,
left.
it relies on contact plays in towards the site. It's literally a repeat of so many of these prior rounds. Which direction is it going to go? Util being used to try and clear out towards the dugout.
And now you have to force the fight towards Secret.
In the face, dashing forwards. Taco, he wins his time. So damn short. Snake bite. It denied it. The plant's not going down now. It's up to Shine to try and do it. Flushed up, blinded. They push right through. And you have to stick it. It's the only way you win the round, but Shy is an easy target for it. 6-2-3. Crew are on a heater.
This team is so good at making it uncomfortable for their opponents. LEV are lost. They don't understand how to get into the site and put pressure on these crew players who just seem to be absorbing the aggression and then bouncing back. The
Round differential steadily getting away from them. Look at that. 4 rounds in a row. The retake's coming to fruition in some way or form. And the money's not looking good again. The Bladestorm for Taco. Could get something done with it. They'd love a thrifty round here.
So you can see the pings on the minimap right now. I'll just point them out in this kind of area. Whoops. That's a bit large. But over towards Secret, in this kind of spot. So potentially, King calling that they're going to go for the same kind of thing. Over towards middle. Trailblazer goes out, broken by Davies.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, smoke committed. Onto the turret over the top. He spots Kesnit. That's a pre-fire.
But all of this is just fake pressure, Brent. It's the same kind of idea once more. And I believe we're going to end up with a push into A.
Careful here.
And those pings on the minimap, I think, is their idea of where they want to be fighting in the post plan.
So
See what that
proactive from
ends up.
Crew as the Trailblazer re-clearance into Link. They know it's completely clear. They're going to be calling this now. Doing up our control. Naxa is out in the open. Pit. Timing here is so important. They're going to try and rush him down, and there it is. Removing the Pit. Taco, who's leading the charge, and the right clicks definitely doing the most.
Welcome to my world.
Plant down, Pit of their own. This looks like the best chance yet for LEV, but they're going to be cleared out anyway because of this lockdown. Giving up the space.
They can still keep the pit up.
Free reign, but everybody playing towards the main of the side. Class is a pop flash play. There's somebody else playing up off of that. The turret's even getting into the mix. Davies brought down in the middle of it. And 2 players are left standing now. Taco out in the open, hunting. Just down to Kesnit. I don't think they're going to be offering you too much more. They want this operator out of his hands, but honestly, the money and the bankroll, so damn good.
What is that?
Giving him a warm-up for the next round.
Kesnit's got 9k. He could afford to throw the operator at
Exactly.
Mazzino.
Money's not really a problem, is it?
He could offer it as a donation. A tax write-off. And that round, Levitan finally able to convert, and off the back of an audible too. Once Davies used his lockdown, they pivoted. They went for a more passive setup. They used King's ultimate to be able to control that area, and still, whilst leaving the site, have an opportunity to be able to get back in more easily.
Not like it's ending in that round win. New beginnings though for Lev. Kesnit, you're blinded up, facing the wall. Tucked to the corner. This is a really dangerous position. He lands it anyway. The opposition taken out. Goodbye, Taco. He's still close to the corner. This is looking all over the place. Melzer, he's so pushed up, there's no one to help him out. The Cobra reason drops down. There's Golden Trails pointing over the head of Klaus. They know he's close to the corner. That's what the snakebite is for. Lockdown. He has to reposition. He has to move. Everything's fading away out of it. He's still looking for kills here. It's King. He is Brought down, there's really no follow-up, there's no trade. He's going to be detained though. Is there the coverage? Hunting him down, his last player tucked to the corner. They didn't know there was a gap. Kesner's close to it. Cove still there. Sheriff in his hands. Going to back out, can't hit the flick, and this is all over the place. Trailblazer, finally the detainment getting off here. Nags set, round for the flank, it's a 1v1. Noswa picking up the operator. Is that the tool for the job? Nags set, he rips off his head, the hubris. You dare use that against me?
What? A round by Nagset as well. He goes on the flank. There's chaos everywhere. The rest of his team is holding them back from trying to get a fast B hit.
So damn sharp. It was a jumble over towards the one section that previous round, but final round now. The first half. Chance for Lev to really bring this one back.
The score
Dyer close to the corner there. And the dog is broken. You got to suspect there's someone behind that box, and they do with the spam.
Yeah, that's a major first kill. Leviathan was struggling with those massively on the first map. Now they're going to make the pivot all the way over to B. They realize that Kesnit isn't there with the operator, and that's great. They can take all of this room down towards B long without having to be too worried about him. And a 5v4, can they convert? It would make the scoreline look so much better. This has still felt dominant from KRU.
Yeah.
And yet, it would be a 7-5 half if Lev can win the 5v4. Not bad at all.
Ball cutting it through and away. Melter is out. They want to try and flood defend this one. Push them back where they stand here. There's a Cove in their face, still giving a bit of breathing room for Takulia. Could be alone here. All comes down to this aim duel. Kesnet, he's granted it. Free angle, spraying him down. It's Melter who claims two. King and Noswa love to collect this. It's a 2 versus 2. Out towards the smoke. And still,
Got the spike.
Nagset miles away. Left to his own devices in the 1v2. Spike still needs to be planted close to the corner. Opportunities and chances to win this with King being so low, but you've got to think it's favored. And with that, it confirms they know his positioning.
Shouldn't be lost now by Lev.
No.
They can set up crossfires, swing off King's contact, or at least it'd be better for Nosworth to take contact here. A bit of a reposition as well as King goes into spawn.
I mean, this is perfect play by King. It's just too much to watch for. Jump spot, first one, King. Wide face. Danger in the round, but no. They collect it together. Fighting them back, 7-5. That is respectable for Lev. Somehow, they scrounged it back.
With Taco, Leviathan being able to win that pistol really helped them.
Definitely got the chances still. They're sending out a GB and a Death to break it all down so far. You know they need it. Can't lose this map. You can't just rely as well on that magic of trying to get a reverse sweep underway like you did the other day. It comes down to this. And the desk was highlighting as well, Josh, you know, you in the pre-show on top of it, about KRU's attack side on this map of Pearl. They are doing things that really nobody else is doing. It just sets them apart from other teams.
I mean, Leviathan as well, actually, are really messing with their Viper setups. I haven't seen many other teams swap the orb and the wall around. You know, just take a look at the way that King's got things set up. He's got the orb over here towards B, and then he's got the wall that goes all the way through here that's going to be applying pressure on the defensive side.
Nobody to receive this, though. I mean,
A 4-1 setup.
Yeah, they are just fully walking all the way in.
And yet they've got the right read. Leviathan have 4 players on A.
Grouped up. Fully enough to try and stop this here. Mazzino immediately there with the wall. Instantly used in response towards the back of dugout. They are none the wiser. It's KRU who are in trouble right now. Landed the shot still. Melzer, he's alive. How is he still in the fight? 2 kills for it. Maybe a few more, but Noswa taking matters into his own hands. Running on with a pistol. Flash no connection into the back. They're not watching for it.
No
Over
way.
the wall. It's finalized like that. Melzer again. They could not clear him out.
4 kills for Melzer on the pistol. He's been so monstrous for KRU on Taco was in dugout at all. I'm like, what's that guy doing there?
Yeah.
And then Melzer somehow able to stay alive, dodge it all,
Still persevere.
and kill 80% of the team.
Massive credit as well. I mean, I could pop off about that previous round all day long, but we're right back into this one. Let's see if they'll poke out and prod and see that they're running right into another stack. Aim again. Noswa spotted.
So Nags has gone for that defensive, attacking orb reposition. So they've thrown Nags orb deep down B, and once this orb goes down from the defenders, He'll be able to bloom his. They can drop it whenever they like. I mean, at this point, they're just facing, not even using it.
Yeah, very willing to take the fight, aren't they? Jump spot. You hear it. This high tide just being used to try and reposition close to the corner. You call it cancels. You try and exit out of here. Now that all this gunfire is going your way. Got to know the players are there. That is nasty stuff from Kesnet. Just off the traces. Locks onto his targets there, but again, there is still that danger because Spike isn't being planted in all of this. And as King, he's just locked into the corner. Noz was there. He's ripping their heads clean off. It's 3 in a round. And KRU, it's up to Davies. He's backing away,
30 seconds left.
licking his wounds, but can you really still win this one out, man?
There's no way.
Spike's in the open.
There's 20 seconds left, and he'd have to recover the spike and kill everybody on site.
Just no chance.
It's just over. And that's 2 rounds here where Leviathan really should have won them both by stacking the
seconds
correct
left.
site and creating crossfires that have melted KRU as they commit. I thought we were going to see KRU call the cancel, be able to use the fact that they had control of that entirety of B long there.
Yeah.
With their ace walk out, no smoke in his face,
Yeah.
flash connects, and those players are kind of sitting ducks there on the attack side.
It's the trouble when you use that high tide to try and cut across. It doesn't block off heaven.
So there's 1 hero rifle been kept, thrown over to Kesnet,
Stay safe.
and he's now got to try to carry this round as Leviathan have managed to work their way back into the half. Been tumultuous already.
Yeah, maybe a chance for them. The jiggle, shy. Good information gathered with that one. At least 2 players spotted. Orb gained. The KRU game plan, very different from what we just saw of LEV. I mean, they were putting their sole focus, it felt like, on their attack side rounds, all towards the middle section of the map, but just the extremities, farming up the orbs for KRU, looking towards those ultimates for later rounds.
And you've got to pay attention here to Takolia, I think. He's pushed up very deep towards B. If he gets overwhelmed, it's a disaster for the team.
Smoke, so one way. Using it to try and reposition. Bullets firing. Kesnet's wide out into the open. Taco.
He's lucky to get away there.
145 from the Sheriff. Very lucky to get out.
This is called all of the rotations over. I mean, look at the pack making its way to B. Meanwhile, the attackers have still not decided exactly where they want to go, but regrouping with their IGL, who has A main control. There's only 30 seconds here. It still shouldn't be too dangerous for LEV. In
30
theory,
seconds
Shy
left.
should be able to hold on to this.
Yeah, I mean, the nanoswarms.
But the should is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. And we've seen big, thrifty rounds.
Guard spots it, gives the timing as well to pop off those nanoswarms. Time is really going to be running short. Access to the site, but already the rotation from LEV. They are grouped up, barreled up. There's a flash into the corner. Davies
10
dodging it
seconds
towards the pack. Oh, well, landing the shots, yeah, the rifles. They'll sail them through this one. Tumultuous.
Enemy remaining.
Played it inside the smoke exit. Good luck. Not a chance for it. Right read of LEV. Heavy over rotations, but no punish there.
And I think that seems to be the game plan so far from Leviathan. We've seen 3 rounds, and in each of them, King has been calling large stacks on the defense side. In the pistol, they had 4 players on A. In the eco round, they had all 5 of their players defending B as soon as they heard the Sky utility and the Cascade is in the right position. And KRU can try to mess with that.
Some lurks online could be deadly. Maybe the anticipation already there
Turn out.
from LEV as well. It's the mind games on mind games and the battle for LATAM. Dominant title, KRU taking the mantle for the first time in a long time versus these 2 teams. This is a fight for even more than that as well. Not just pride of being the best team in your region, the chance to represent the region on the biggest stage of the year. There it is. No nuance beginning here for KRU again. Heavy play onto the extremity of A. Pick up the orb, funneling it into Klaus. Maybe that's the big one that they want to work towards as well if they get a B long angle.
Yeah, you can go over and collect the B orb too. Seeker's on the defensive side from Nozwa. He's going to help with information gathering. There was a flash there into A main. I'm not exactly sure whether it caught onto Davies. One of the big things that KRU were doing excellently was giving false information to the Sky on split.
Taco is alone.
See, there's a cascade being used here, reposition of the orb too. and yet no defensive rotations just yet.
I like the Seekers. As soon as the orb gets propped up towards B long as well, the Seekers now connecting and collecting into a bunch of these players into mid. This gives them the information. It gives Taco a bit of peace of mind as well, knowing that there's not a high chance of it being that B pop. He still has to watch for it, but now they're going to be hearing it. Many footsteps. Great rumble heading all the way towards the side. It's up to Shy to put a stop to it. So does Util still lay it down. Similar positions for it. Off the turret's contact, they're popped off. Kesnet separated away. Vulnerability as well. King's there applying it. The snake bites. So difficult to chew through. Trying to get themselves in, but it looks like KRU are just lost. There's the Cove. Beamed down, broken down. Plants there. Stuck and planted. An extension to the round, but they are losing players left, right, and center. Only 2 left standing. It's Kesnet and Davies. You'd have to pull off a masterclass, and they're playing from these positions. The Cove blocks off one of them. That's a beautiful usage of it. Forced to beam it down. They know Kesnet's there. There's one. Tap with a rifle. No one actually sticking this. Enough damage done, but well, cleaned up by Leviathan, and they've evened it up.
Both teams struggling with the same kind of thing on their attack side. They get to the site and they are finding it difficult to put pressure. Teams try to save their Trailblazer so that they can go very deep on those kind of hits. Other teams are just happy to push through their own harbor wall with a Sky Flash. But there needs to be something to apply pressure to those players and stop them from setting up so that they can spam you and try and flood retake as soon as you get the plant down. Leviathan struggled with it on their attack side. We were talking about how they couldn't convert the mid control into a site hit. Same thing here for KRU.
No fear, is there, from Kesnet? I mean, he was fully blinded up, still just tanking the open angles here. Doubled up as a high-low setup, I believe. Taco with the AWP. He's holding slightly further back. Nosworth taking the contact of it. Flash in his face. Taco has to get out of there. Postured and pushed off the angle once more, but does Taco really want another go with it? The dog broken.
And now they know where the operator is.
Timing. Nosworth. He was watching it.
Oh. Did Nosworth see anything? It doesn't really matter because they know that the attackers have control of the middle of the map. It's Nagzet that I'm looking at here. With his orb, just able to control this area of the map and try and deny information away from Leviathan and maybe even work a pick.
What's the goal? Maybe moving into it. The read they got off these LEV players.
Thing is,
high side.
Nagzet's put his wall up so that the players can creep up B-Link. And it's King getting info on the other side. Back to back, these two Vipers are.
Pops up his own orb now with 30 seconds left time. Once more, the fuse running short. Burning to a crisp. Dash into the smoke, cuts it up. Enough for the crosshair placement. It is messy. It's the 1-for-1 still. Into the back of the sides. Mazzino striking forwards here with the rifle. He can't quite claim the easiest kill, but still running low. 10 seconds remaining. The spike needs to get planted. It's dropped in the middle of nowhere. Down to just Davies. Everybody cleaned up onto the site. Just picking up the pieces. Maybe do that damage to the economy. Maybe get a rifle as well and get out of there.
The rifle's huge. Davies didn't want to survive with only a sheriff at that point. So he'll thank Leviathan kindly for the donation.
Letting it drift down to like the final 30 seconds. A big ult like a Reckoning can absolutely bog you down.
On the other side of things, on KRU's side, Melza might be able to play for both orbs, or even get the plant and do a post-plant Reckoning. And remember, the way that Leviathan are playing, they're quite deep in the sites, they're holding back, and they're looking to try and spam and then get set up for a retake. If you use a post-plant Reckoning, those players are going to be in much more comfortable spots when they try and get the retake off. These are the kind of things that will be going through each coach's mind and the players. As LEV look like they actually want to try and post up a little aggressive on the defense side. Oh, it's King going for an ult in mid. KRU have been playing around there a lot. But the trio that takes map control is currently in A main.
Jump spot. Oh,
Close.
very close. Taco. Almost getting away with it.
KRU do not want any of this pit.
Yeah, no part of it.
And the rotation can't be heard by anybody on Leviathan. It's Taco Leo with an AWP, though.
Again, another chance to really do some
How
damage.
did that not spot Taco?
Too short.
He's going to go for it.
No way. Cascade is there! That is beautiful stuff! The reactions instantly, no Kesnet. He shuts it down. No chance for celebration. Here's the Reckoning. Slap that one down onto the side here. Mazzino backing away. And here it is. We were talking about it prior. He's got it in his back pocket. Is it a flood attempt to try and get back in? Cove is down. No spam into it. Stuns. It's rattling. Pushed up onto them here. Melter, he has to stand his ground to dodge away from them. They're all stunned up, yet still they get the kill. Onto Shy. He had to try and punish that, of course. They were locked up into that position. Now 3 players left standing for LEV. What work can they do? Still haven't cleared out the back of halls. Melter, he is blinded up, but the movement dodging to the side. Players are dropping like flies. It's left up to Kesnit. One shot there, flick and reactions. Cove in his face though, and time, it has to be played! King, out of the fuse, backing away, lands it when it mattered most.
What a retake from Leviathan. I thought it had all gone wrong when Shy had to dash in and try and follow up on the Reckoning without any of the help of the rest of his team. At that point, KRU looked like they were in position to be able to hold take from coming through.
Yeah.
They used it a little too early. They gave Mazino a chance to respond, and LEV flooded back. You said it, that was probably the turning point here. Momentum now for Leviathan, and they have responded beautifully after going down 13-5 in map 1. A BO5, it's all about can you rebound after big hits like that.
The fact that they've bounced back here on pull. Good signs, honestly.
This
that
is a
first
clash.
Okay. Wow. Taka not letting that one slip, is he? Turret taking the contact, but he's instantaneous with the shots. And is that just a read of what Naxit's been doing? Pushed up close to the screen's position.
Yeah, really well done. And look at how confident Taco is without any supportive utility to just instantly go back into A main and hold the op angle. He went for a pick art, immediately regains map control for his team and information, which is going to allow them to stack B and stop this hit from coming through from KRU.
High tide propped up. You can see the worry. No flash at the back pocket of Klaus.
Right there.
Their flash does confirm. A lot of players waiting behind it. One and done position from Mazino. There's a smoke as well. There isn't really a trade attempt, but no, they all push it together. Wading through the high tide. It's flawless. Everybody alive. I'm just thinking back to that prior round. The one earlier, the one that really made the difference now because it's
LEV of 1 on the defense side. KRU, they only got the pistol, and it was immediately taken away from them. But you're looking at the ultimates that they can get up. 1 orb away from the lockdown of the Viper's Pit on the attack side. That's massive.
everybody grouped up.
So the flash didn't connect, so Klaus doesn't use the Trailblazer. He realizes there's nobody pushed up deep. Orb acquired for Davies, that gives them lockdown to be able to take sight.
Look at this deep push in mid. LEV are fully aware. They have got deep flanks in every single crevice of the map.
The question is it going to be able to work once Nags gets his pit down? I don't think there's any way to stop him from getting the plant in the cove.
There's it. Updraft dash forwards. Looked like he wanted to try and disrespect it. It's a dog, and he updrafts over the top. Taco, a right click, shutting it down. No util to set that one up. And Davies is desperate, but desperate might just do it. 2 versus 2, that's what it's come down to. Into the pit, and Nagset still alive. Spike is planted, but he is surrounded. Does he hear the footsteps? No, it's slow going. Mazino, he was creeping up behind, and Nagset was not ready for it. There's the 12th round. Locked up, claimed up. Leviathan fully in the driving seat now for map number 2.
The flank that you mentioned, Brent, does end up providing the final dagger in the heart potentially for KRU. But Targolia, I mean, we were talking and hyping up the bat in the background. Have they been actually finding new stuff? I mean, you take a look at where they are.
Oh, they are grouped up.
Yeah, set up for this opening defensive pistol. Is this going to be some kind of tiles crunch play?
KRU are setting their sights towards it. I mean, look at the positioning here. They're pre-aiming this. They have a high-low setup.
No, it's just going to be a
the turret.
slow walk out.
And yeah, no noise made. All eyes on the top section of mid, hoping for a jump spot. Anybody that they can pick off, but they have complete control of mid.
They are absolutely hoping that that was going to be an A exec from KRU, so that they could take top mid control and funnel people into the killjoy.
None of them fell, and they've given up access to the site. What it does mean is that they can fast flank around now. They break the turret, and they obfuscate and still contact. That are really not giving anything away in terms of how many players are playing towards the main, and this is an important fight to win out. Paranoia is excellent. Just on the backside of that one. Still, Nagset is being squeezed close to the corner. He will fall. That's the beauty of it when you take that mid control. Up and down, Davies. I think it matters into his own hands. A lot of damage off of that shock dart, and players are weak. They are low. Maybe it can be winnable still. 2 versus 2 towards the back of it. Noswa, there's the one and cleaned up. In the end here, pistol round for LEV.
Huge pistol round that mostly comes to B main.
DRX. They did
Sure.
that a long time ago on Ascent.
And actually, DRX and Leviathan, two of the most innovative teams on Ascent, both of which have started to fall off in recent times and are looking to rejuvenate their playbook and find that old form. And a lot of it, I think, is going to be based here on whether KRU can get the read on what's happening. But I've never seen that pistol strap before from LEV, so clearly cooking up at least a couple of new ideas.
A good idea.
We'll have to see how deep it goes.
Early knife. Acts onto multiple targets, so...
And that 0 point that King just threw, that's one to keep an eye on. Because I don't think KRU are the kind of team to frequently go for fast A hits. We see them all the time doing 1-1-3 setups. I was talking about this at the beginning, so was Sean, where they have Nagzet watching over towards B main, they have Melza watching another part of the map, and then the other 3 players taking control.
Yeah, Taco. There it is.
And so this is more what you're expected to see from KRU, is them prodding and looking for picks that they can use later on. Of course, the weaponry looking way too small here, but you might end up seeing Leviathan saving their utility, and that's a great smoke by Melza.
Yeah, he has lurked himself into the forward position in mid. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize.
He was making sure the moles couldn't see it.
The tag, he's spotting out these players here, but again, basic game plan here for KRU. Control the extremities, build up the ults,
30
farm up the
seconds
orbs. See if you can get any picks, but it is healthy for LEV. 3 players grouped up. The time running this short. This is worrying. You've gifted a rifle over. Was that a Guardian? Needs to be containment. Mazzino, is he there? Classic. Shots fired. There is that damage being done. It was getting to the point where I was almost thinking they should just let him live, but...
Yeah, but at the same time, with 15 seconds left, he actually could have got the plant down on A in that situation.
Yeah.
And take a look, you were talking about farming up the ult orbs. This is going to be a large tool for them if they can survive this anti-bonus round, which they weakened fairly considerably here. Leviathan do not have too much going forwards.
Top flash play. Over the top. Makes some second think any aggression into mid, but look at KRU already. Teeth. Straight down the middle. Clean up the alarm box. Another flash to re-clear into market. Taco was playing anti. Not able to get a kill.
It's a very different defensive setup from Leviathan. They weren't running this throughout the season. King goes for a peek, but it's a double catwalk setup. A bit of a trap over here.
Important kill to give over.
And meanwhile, all this time, right, they know that KRU are going to be running 1-3-1s where you have a player super far back. Right, this player's really far away, Melza, all the way back here. And in the meantime, the turret is just controlling and giving information all throughout A main. So this turret is getting massive value for Shy. It means he never has to worry about that and can focus purely on Cat.
Another Angel. Taco hunting for a flash. Again, has to dodge it. Paranoia dashing across. That is perfect play. And well...
Notswa tried to join the site, exactly.
Yep, right behind them. Enemy behind their lines, but no. Brought down. Left up to 2, and of course the weaker guns. KRU,
30 seconds left.
slow, methodical play from them. Pays off.
Remaining. Spike planted.
Going around for it.
And KRU are the kind of team that are very good at being able to mold their plan on the fly. They don't tend to come into a round with too many KRU where they're calling. Now this is one of the few rounds where you might see a fast pop with the null command, and yet still not going for it. Only 3 players in A main, all 3 caught by the 0 point.
Yeah, disrespecting it. Maybe the goal of this is to pull players and rotations over. They timed the dart out. That's Taco. ADSing, but they double face it in the end, and Mazzino will pay for his life.
1 for 1 there.
it.
It's not too bad.
down.
Whoa, baits out a peek from Shy, who just manages to get away.
Very dangerous.
That's exactly what Nagzet and Melza are looking for and trying to prompt out, trying to punish. Here's where KRU like to group up, about a minute on the clock, and go for execs. This is going to be a 4v4 where you could easily see them just ripping off the null command and sending this one in. Yeah. But there'll be no recon dart to combo. Shy might be able to get away with taking a fight.
That is very good reaction times. You knew that null command was coming through. Deaded the Nana Swarms, taking a fight, just onto the ledge, only the one, bringing down Davies, flashed up, beautiful supportive utility. That might have even just been King Zone flash, I'm not even too sure. Davies just dropped down to his knees.
Planted. I think Davies may have just got that one off, but yeah, you're right. Both KOs using a flash there, but somebody's found value. And Taco and King are going to make the very difficult decision of saving this one.
And I was wondering in the setup to all of this round as well, you know, we mentioned Davies, he built up that no command really early. I was wondering if Shy was going to adjust the setup a little bit, maybe playing off site for the hit to come through, but he tanked it, and at that point, there's really no helping you. You are alone on an island.
But at the same time, the fact that Klaus had gone down meant that he didn't have to worry about the recon dart. It's much easier to try and anchor and take a fight in that spot, especially if your reaction times are good enough to pop both the nanoswarms as the null command's coming through anyway, which you pointed out he did manage. So you don't necessarily have to play full retake in those situations. Again, especially when you know the crew are not a big 5-man rush kind of team.
Yeah. Will they keep the guns intact? Yeah, looks so.
Early decent
Side, they have 3 rifles, maybe not. Second guessing themselves of whether they want to buy up into this one because they do have Takalia's knives, but instead opting to save for the next. But the danger zone here is you give up another round to crew, they're up on 3, they can start building towards these ultimates, very close to it. It's an updraft play.
And this is a much more standard setup from Leviathan. Having King and Mezzino anchoring over towards A, Taco free-floating around the map, looking to see if he can force some duels.
Knife, I believe, sailing over. That's going to clear wine and close, yeah, so they know nobody's there. Here's a flash play. Up into the clouds, thinking about it. Jump spot. Mezzino's been playing there a lot. King close to the corner. They have a nade, has to worry about his back, but no, giving it up. Yep, there is space there, so pick up the orb, and Klaus has brought the Hunter's Fury online.
Now the question is, what do you go for? You know, Kesnet didn't end up burning his dash in that situation. It wasn't a full attempt at an A hit that got stifled. They were just prodding it out and seeing if they could bait out defensive utility. They didn't get the paranoia out of Mezzino. No nade forced out from King. So not a particularly successful pump fake, but there's still 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
A lot of this could come down to whether Mezzino gets a kill.
Breaks the dart, but he's paranoid. Tries to reposition as well. Smokes
30 seconds
hiding
left.
everything, but deep into the sights. Kesnet very cut off away from the rest of his team. Door needs to be closed now, but grouped up. No players of LEV falling. Always potential for this to really go wrong now for crew. Hunter's Fury is coming late as the hits coming through. Dart lighting them up. The util's good, but Hunter's Fury might just be better. Rifle though. In the hands of King. He's leading the charge for his team. The IGL really taking names. Hopping over towards Jenny. Shy just dodging it, spotting it out. It's a 3-2-1 face. I love that discipline. But Axet left alive. It's a 1v2 for him. A jump spot, doesn't know if he's sticking it, and that is played to perfection almost. Really love that from Lev.
The duo there of King and Shy, masterfully playing with the player in hell. Baiting peeks out of them, making them very uncomfortable. And that little skip over the top from Shy onto Generator, like you said, just completely ruins them. The whole retake ball lines. Last time crew played on this map, they got smacked around. But Lev have been banning it.
And that's a massive round to win. Put it into perspective with the economy once more. It's brought them right back into it. Turret catching contact close to the corner. Spam, it forces Nagset. He's got to swing wide out of danger.
The reaction is quick though through mid. Kesnet's going to try and take advantage of the fact that Leviathan are fighting over B main to get very, very deep.
King's aware.
Yes, but it's pulled him away from Catwalk, and now there's an opening there.
This is beautiful. Crew are finding all the gaps in terms of that defensive protocol. It's up to King, and Aurora aim duel. Nade out. Drop to the floor. No angles to watch for. Pop flash play. Does he really want to try and take this fight? He blinded up the two of them enough. Long enough to be favored for it. Close. Hugging the corner. Kesnet still there. Dash to disengage. Shy. Does he want another go of it? Try and take the fight. TP. It is tumultuous. It is chaotic. It's right clicks right into his face just in time. No command. Ripping forwards. Trying to take away the Blaze Storm from him. Facing with the fight. Kesnet. How's he got that? He's not lacking the confidence. He wants to take it straight to them, but he's low. Spike drop down. 35 seconds left. Which direction does he want to go into? It's a 1v2. Backing away now.
So frantic.
All over the bloody
30
place.
seconds left.
His position is noted. It's spotted already. He's got 2 players hot on the tail, and they are very healthy. A tap. An attempt to force. One more dash still active as well. He's earned that one prior from the kills. He gets the plant down. But as he tries to take the fight, King is so damn calm and consistent.
And that's a frantic round on both sides, but many questions being posed there by crew. I think the reactive play down mid is excellent.
The adaptability, it's fluid.
And 3 out of 4 of their rounds are retakes, something that was fantastic for them over towards Pearl. I mean, they were almost immaculate on that. I think they won 5 out of 6 of their retakes.
Advantages need to be found here for KRU, but be hard pressed to do so. Even the ults they've got.
Let's move.
Could use a lockdown to try and clear out the sides, but Nagset is on the section to where all of KRU are grouped up, and even if he did use it, there's plenty of tools left for Lev to try and use as well, just to get rid of it. Now,
it's another swap up, and I'm looking at Noswa with his Hunter's Fury. He's going to have a great line to try and put a lot of pressure on these guys. If they decide that they're going
there
to
it is.
push, here it comes.
Let's it rip all the way through. Updraft, Kesnet avoiding it, the bursts. Now firing off, but really no indicator of where they are. It was an attempt of a trap play off of Shy's alarm bot. That was the whole purpose of it, but it was broken so early they didn't know what timing to take with it.
And instead, it's Shy that takes a ton of damage, and he's got to stay alive here. The retake is going to rely on his lockdown.
Massively giving up control of mid, damage right through the wall as well. The wall back kills, Taco's fallen. And suddenly, I mean, just like that, the defense.
He's 1 HP swinging.
1 HP, Kesnet. Bro, he's cut off the bottom section of his screen. Doesn't care how much health he has. I mean, so willing to take these fights. Now, Mazzino, he TP'd into the back of the site. So much more to do in that scenario. Committing the ultimate to shore it up, but leaves it up to Shy.
Is this Kesnet just in full carry mode?
Oh, yeah. Feels like it.
He's so happy to take the duel, and it's the two big star players for either team. It's not necessarily Taco fighting against Kesnet, but it was Kesnet there taking the duel against King. King stood at Switch, trying to shut down the star entry player of KRU. A player that he could have potentially had at the beginning of the season playing on his team. A 1-2 punch that would have been nuts to watch. But Leviathan decided to go in a different direction in the offseason. And then Kesnet manages to take down Taco Leah, finally brought down, that 1 HP reduced to 0. But it's Lev who are feeling the hurt. But there's so many unknowns on Ascent.
Don't know what to expect. Long break for these teams. I mean, you can go by the numbers, the averages, but yeah, it feels difficult to try and apply those labels to both of these teams. Also just pre-aiming, expecting there to be a dart. Can't land it to the 0 point, so he gets tagged up there. Taco now with the dash. It's activated. He's close to the corner.
Here.
Real danger of this one. There it is. Flash play. Fires, repositions close to the wall here. He needs to be bailed out. Smoke, waiting for the bullets. Repositions even closer here. Well, yeah, that's King. He's looking to try and take a fight as well to try and help him escape, but he ends up paying for it.
Isn't that always the way? Your teammate gets in danger, you die trying to bail him out.
Another pop flash play. Reactions are good and clean, but there it is. The Phantom spam, Mazzino. He's quick on it, pushing all the way through, trying to take the fight to him, and again it's left up to Shy. He's caught it on the tail end of Nagset. There's 1 kill, but still 2 players remaining.
Kesnet is looking to reposition here. Now that they know where Shy is, he's got good information, but this may give Shy 2-1v1.
What?
And what is that play from Melzer?
Oh my, and Kesnet whips the shot still. But Shy wants to take the fight right to him. No messing around, no funny business, no nuance for it.
Win. Show me where to go.
Granted Kesnet another chance to close it, and of course he does. 4-4.
Leviathan's economy down as we head into this round. They're looking to try and make something happen with Taco pushing out with the Guardian. And Mazzino looking to take fights. It smacks of desperation, though, the way that Lev are starting to play this half.
All the shots missing. Pop flash play through the middle of the smoke. They're playing anti. There's a paranoia. It's nice, used, but a little bit too late there. Still, damage is being done to these players deep into mid. Where's the follow-up? It's not really there. It's non-existent. Taco open and hunting for a head, but nah.
They're all looking to try and fight mid from many different angles, swinging on catwalk, swinging from market. It does feel desperate, but also credit to KRU. They're not getting caught out by this. They're becoming defined as a team that neutralizes your aggression.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
And usually that's coming from their players on the extremity. That's coming from, you know, a Nagset or a Davies when he's playing the Sentinel. Something like that, but instead here it's the 3 players that are looking to try and take map control, that are holding angles and making sure that Lev don't get away with anything. These swings on catwalk might catch off a less ready team. But KRU look right here, prepared for everything, and happy to just slow the round down when they're getting pressured. Who is this KRU? I mean, the KRU during the regular season would have been trying to react quickly, pop into...
A lot of KRU been running with it.
They certainly have. I mean, if they're able to pull this off, and there's still a while to go, this BO5 is a bit of a marathon, and it's winnable for either squad. But I think it was Sean that said it on the desk this morning. It could be the greatest redemption run of all time. A team going 0-9 in the regular season and then winning LCQ to book their spot at champs. That's unheard of.
It is unheard of. Yeah,
You
I mean-
would. It's not that you couldn't write it. You wouldn't write it because no one would believe it.
Yeah, no one's buying that one. Here we stand. Trying to fight over A main control here from LEV. Normally a bit more passive with the approach, but they are disrespecting it. KRU already running, grouping up now outside of B. Big Old's online, of course. They have the lockdown. So does Shy.
And the pressure over towards A, right, has just kept these 3 players over on this side of the map, unable to really do too much. Now they're going to start to rotate as the drone comes through. But it could be a little too late.
Lockdown for a lockdown, though. There is ults to clear this. Hunter's Fury. It's going to be utilized. Going to clear that one up. So, have to respect the space. Nothing to break the opposite side of it, though, but they will just use the guns. Rifles. Spamming down that angle. Melza. He's the first to fall. They finally get themselves into it. Anything to try and stop plays from flooding in. Just close-up positions. Plan. Time to get off. No smoke for spawn. You've got to be careful.
The positioning, though, is quite nice here. And Davies is going to make sure that there is no retaking utility.
Yeah.
No recon dart, no flashes, no paranoia.
And this
Everybody on LEV has all of their utility left, can't use a thing.
so damn hard. The timing on that ult is really quite precise. It's beautiful stuff. And now finally, as it fades, paranoia. There's the go button being pressed. LEV barreling forwards, pushing forwards. They still need to deal with Klaus close to the corner. He needs to play his life here. The longer he lives, the better it is. And he's claimed a second one. Why not?
Last
Davies
player
versus
standing.
King. Battle of them. Time. It's ran too short. King realizes it. He cannot win the round. Gotta get out and save the rifle. KRU. That's beautiful stuff.
And while we had questions about how many rounds was a good half by KRU, at this point, I think we can say they are running away with it. It's Klaus once more, Brent. He's 12-7, you've pointed him out, and he's so good for the rest of his team.
Beautiful stuff from a player that he's had that resurgence, rejuvenation. And deeper and deeper. And here it is, the final hurdle of LCQ.
Catfish
Rounds
no
left.
longer.
Yeah.
Looking like a shark out there.
Yeah. Certainly LEV not going to be coming into this one with any semblance of disrespect. Like a different team, Taco. Jumping wide with the knives, but it's Kesnu who brings him down. With that pick, they don't rush into things. KRU happy to temper it once more. Backing away.
Drop the spike. They need information, so King flashes out into Catwalk. But that also tells KRU which areas of the map they're worried about. And once you see nothing there, you expect King to
Oh, this is
retreat,
so
and they
good.
just contact forwards.
Yeah.
It's a masterful read. We're seeing excellent calling out here. And importantly, risks being taken, the right risks. It is a risk to walk
30
in there.
seconds left.
You have to be sure that your read is correct.
And here we
but
go.
it is.
The space is given up. Mazzino trying to weave in and out the smoke that he placed prior, but only the one. King, such a wide swing. Melza spots it. Does he seek to try and take the fight alone? No, he waits for his team as well. Settling themselves here. Deep dart around the back. No one actually dealing with this one, but Shy. God almighty. He's the one who falls. That's Naxet right through the wall.
Yeah, I mean, he's lit up by the drone. There's nothing he can do about that.
Yeah. And forced to save. There was 2 rounds left. Whittled it down to just 1.5. And KRU, tremendous lead. Maybe 7-4.
And while we have seen newer things from Leviathan, in these last few rounds, I think the last 4, they've just fallen back to their classic defensive hold. We haven't seen them try to get aggressive. We haven't really seen them mix things up. Putting the Sova over towards A, putting Shy there. They're just trying to make their classic setup work. And KRU are reading them completely. Every piece of noise that
Last round
Leviathan
before
make
the
on the
switch.
defensive side has a response.
Oh, it's an indicator, right? And they're just jumping on it.
And KRU are playing in such a good. Mel's has got the right read every time, just based off info. This is a set play.
Yeah. Deep. Oh, that's a punish. Into the smoke. Feeling his match. The Hunter's Fury is supposed to be the extra piece onto that, but there's really nothing else more. I mean, one tag onto it. Actually, a kill onto Davies. King facing them. This has turned into an absolute scramble. King with a solo push, rewarded with 2, and here's the response, here's the reaction.
cancelled. Mazzino was thinking about getting deep onto B and realized he didn't have the time, didn't want to try and fight a 1v2 on site and leave his team to play the rest of the round potentially alone.
They'll take risks here. It's a 2 versus 3. The no command's already let loose and let rip. No abilities in sight. Nice set. What position do you take? Not favored with that fight. Ton of damage. All to the back of the site they go. They realize it's probably the only chance they've got, but there's no time. It's relentless in terms of the pressure. The util that's being flown their way. Flash over the top. There it is, gliding all over the place. LEV, the 5th round on the board. Took everything to get there.
And a set play that really didn't work. KRU still had the right read. And
Locked up here on a set as well. Let's send it down to Sean, who's at the telestrator wall to break down a play.
with Leviathan on the attack side, they either need to have amazing strats cooked up or win these big ones, the pistol, the bonus.
Snowball it, the advantages, leading it forwards. Comes down to this.
Look at this stack. Just looking to play a retake, essentially, once the Killjoy utility gets burnt.
It is played as well, just to give up the side entirely. Nanoswarm's front section of Jenny in the switch, hoping for an easy kill. Even the alarm bot as well committed. This might actually do some damage. No, broken.
Both teams holding on to their utility. Mazzino still hasn't used his paranoia. King still has a flash. On the other side of things, you've got Recon, you've got paranoia still. So this is going to be a big retake. And look at Shy, he's miles away from this. He's going to be on a very late repush up through Catwalk. This is probably going to happen after these guys from KRU have already committed.
Yeah, it's going to come down to this push and pull. Which team gets the most out of their utility? Paranoia sent flying over. The dart eventually dealt with the backstab of Shy. Does collect and does claim a kill. Davies is left wondering where is the opposition. Could go in any sort of direction and leaves it into the 1v2. Shy still healthy, low enough. There's the shot that lands with Klaus. Is quick with it. 3 kills on either side, but he does win out his.
And both teams looking really good there in terms of how they were trying to fend people off. The timing excellent from Shy with the backstab, but overwhelming utility and heaven control from KRU. There was a setup there for Levy, in my opinion, wins KRU that retake. And it's a ridiculous one.
The pistol round was so damn important. Leading it to the A5. And we've been saying this all series long, but it feels like the other team immediately wins the eco.
That's very true.
Even after losing it, so.
But crucially, you know, the other team were able to win the eco because of like large stacks on a certain site, something like that. LEV can't really go for that kind of play. They're playing the attack side here. Even if they group up, KRU are going to have ways of holding them off.
Yeah.
So we need to see, I mean, share of headshots, essentially, right? That's the win condition for LEV if they want to get back into this one early.
Carmen core strat. Spotting out the players, though. Yeah. It is going to come down to the LEV players. Ooh, a lot of damage. Even the dart as well. Cousin forced to respect it. No space gain, though, in mid. Nobody really wants to vacuum it up on the LEV attack side. Grouping up. Looking for the B split. Have that mid control. See if they can deal with his turret. There it is. Finally gone. Deep shot dart. No one close to the corner. It's our week, hasn't it? Just need to be careful here because they have lost control of that mid. You can see him slightly aware of it. 20 seconds left in the round. Coming down to it, time starting to really burn down. You don't want to be saving these guns if you are LEV. You've got to make a go of things. You've got to try and push forwards. Well, why not? With the time pressure comes the mistakes, but still, it's all onto this. Can they try and get this plan down? 4 seconds left. No, it was noticeable with it. Not winnable.
Unfortunate scenes for Leviathan there because they did everything else beautifully. The contact play into B. I mean, I was reminded of what Coach Atom said during that coach interview, where he said, we gave them too much space on Pearl, referring to Leviathan. We gave Leviathan too much space. And part of that was how they were playing on the defense side, but also here, you know, sat really deep in sight, allowing LEV to walk in on B, and only the time helping KRU in that kind of spot.
Yeah. Maybe copping a little bit too much from Carmen Core there, so.
This this buy in round 15 has nothing going for it on the KRU side. All of that damage done in round 14 leaves them with a single Bulldog. And LEV is still going to invest the lockdown. That's a massive amount of respect.
Yeah. Close out the side, Melzer. Push into mid. Taco. Uh-oh, damage done. He doesn't win his fight out. 2 players detained though. Is there going to be an attempt to punish? Kesnick close to the corner. He's making sure to try and defend his teammates. This really is anyone's game. Dropping the gun. Detainment's eventually going to be fading away. 3 versus 3 still. Rifles in the hands. Mazzino and Shy. Mazzino taking a fight into them. Up close, onto Heaven.
That's a dangerous play to go for when you're in a 3v3 with better rifles.
Yeah.
But he makes it work.
They have handed over the guns though. Still, Crew could turn this. Don't really have the util to get into this. They have a paranoia.
Mazzino's ready to hold it. He's waiting for any noise.
Not ready yet.
Here it is, ripping across the site. There's the one. Will we see the follow-up? Yeah, Mazzino watching onto Heaven. Dealing with it. Melzer, be happy to do some damage. Happy to take the guns away, but no, shut down in the end. So, respect showcase. Could have gone a little bit wrong there, but no, Lev win that round.
And a big one for Mazzino. I was asking another player to step up alongside King. In the first half, on Pearl, when they were able to mount that level of comeback, I feel like it was Mazzino having those big moments. He's a player that got exchanged in the offseason from one team to another. Mazzino was always the second best player on Crew behind Kesnet. He has to show it here in this game. They're going to head into a rifle round. He's got his Omen ult. I've seen some wild strategies with his Omen ult, but he just plays things slow and cautious.
Fake it a TP. Trying to bait the shots maybe as well. Close to the corner, that is Kesnet. Taking a fight into mid. Lots of opportunities. These kills to flow one way or another. Nagset, don't expect that one. Killjoy player to be cutting it up close into the corner into B main. This is Crew really setting themselves up now for that 10th round. Point with this fade, it's all about the timing he's taking inside of it. Another one blooms and blossoms. Mazzino holding the paranoia. And he's waiting for it. Some sort of signal. There it is from the rest of his team. Starting to move forwards with Melzer inside the smoke, holding it. Counter paranoia, swinging wide. Everybody stunted and stopped in their tracks. They knew where King was. One player left alive. Nozwa with the spike. 45 seconds. It would have to be a 1v5. Just not probable. Just not likely. It's a double face. It's going to be meeting him here. Yeah. Easily won with the gun duels.
Yeah. Easy being the important word there, I think. Leviathan making it far too simple for Crew to dismantle them. Players there, get caught taking a jet head-to-head. You know, Shy and Mazzino are not controlling the outsides of the map in the same way that Crew are. They're trying to actually get aggressive and see if they can make something happen. And when those individuals get stopped, Lev really don't have a great way of responding. So with King picking up that ult orb, it makes me think whether or not he's going to make the large wraparound all the way back to A main. Now that's an area that Shy's currently controlling. Maybe the idea is to get the null command online for this round.
Drone for a drone.
If their plan is to cross over to A, going through mid with no smokes up is dangerous.
Very dangerous. Quite exposed anyway, just by that utility. Down to a minute left. They made it too obvious. Now, look where Melzer is. Tucked into
and again,
the line.
look, Mazzino is just on his own trying to take map control here. And it's very dangerous. If Melzer and Davies try any kind of re-clear situation, they might catch the Omen on attack.
Kesnet.
The spike is over towards B at the same time here. This is a strange play. But Mazzino's got his ult. He's going to be able to TP on B and help the rest of the team.
I mean, they're going to attempt a fake as well. They've got to win these fights, though. Mazzino, he's so damn low.
He can't die.
Exactly.
He can't die!
The TP! It's not in time. The nade clears him out. 25 seconds left. Spike making his way towards B, but they've anchored it towards the back of the site now. It's Melzer and Nagset together. Side by side, willing to put a stop to this one. Shy drops it down, and the spike out in the open. It comes down to this. It's anarchy, it's carnage, it's individual fights to try and make a path through into the round, down the final few seconds, and King's not in position. Not at all to try and win it out. Has to save the gun once more. And Crew clawing their way once more to another map win.
And not only does he have to save, but gets picked off in the end. Devastating situation for the IGL for Leviathan to be in. Forced to play on the map. Remove this from the pool, but just very confident that even though they've been beaten recently, they can take it away from Leviathan.
Well, King's built up this ultimate. Got to look at the silver lining to see if there is a way for Lev to get just the one round at a time. Nag's also sitting on a big ultimate of his own, though. Locked down at play. Could be looking
This is just fast B.
at really the turning point, and yeah, it will be the fast B play.
Now, when King's in this spot, he normally just throws tons of utility into lane for Taco to entry on.
The knife, Odin spam into the corner. He knows the sidelines, he knows the lineups, but there's danger there. He could be punished. Dart tagging him up. There's going to be the res all the way up. King's back into the fight, but again, Klaus still kicking with the Odin spamming away. 22 bullets left, but still just enough to evaporate and turn LEV into absolute mincemeat. It's a bloodbath. Towards the site, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Klaus hopping around, looking like he wants to get more kills, but he still has to reload the Odin. Yeah, Kesnit watching his back throughout all of that too, making sure he couldn't get punished. And puts things in an impossible situation for Taco and Nozwa. They got 45 health between them.
Not enough, is it? Especially with them grouped all the way up. Playing it together. Safety in numbers. Happy to give Nozwa free access to the A side. As soon as the plant goes down, that'll be the indicator.
And just player of the map so far for me is Klaus. He's just had so many of these rounds where he's controlled the outcome of what was happening completely.
Also realizing he has to try and take an early fight, but the tower... Oh, Timmy!
Oh. They found a way to reply. But it looks like our pistol round is going to begin with an enormous clash towards Rubble. And the team that ends up winning these has such an advantage in the mental game, the map control game heading later.
An absolute brawl and skirmish that's going to be taking place. The Horn is taken care of, but they still are not backing away from it. They want to fight behind the wall, close to the corners. Util declared them out. Snake bite. No easy task to withstand all of that, but just a 1-for-1, and everybody backs away. Let's pretend it didn't happen.
They're wondering if King is going to take something aggressive on the other side of the map. He's normally pretty active when he's on his own like this. And now that KRU realize he's not walking into B, they're trying to re-swarm on them.
No Util being used, just straight up taking the fights, but leading the match, honestly. Shy. Sheriff in his hands. Short work. Chewing them up. 3 versus 2 now, and KRU are the ones who are left really scrambling. And on a bit of a gamble, wondering where they might land.
The 2 Killjoy players are going to be players to watch here on Lotus. Davies has been so excellent since committing to the Sentinel instead of being a flex for the team. And Shy, with Sheriff in hand, can occasionally just pull magic out of nowhere. A ping on the door there. Surely they don't want to open this and go towards C, just being cautious of it, perhaps?
Yeah, waiting. But still making no noise. Grouped up as 3, they can take the better trades.
30 seconds
that
left.
Space, and there's a deep flank on deep flanks. They hear it.
Is Shy's turret still active?
Spike
Should be
planted.
from this range.
Yeah, there it is.
It's going to spot him. And Naxet and Davies have gone round the world here. And they've given away at least one of their positionings. Now, for Leviathan, you can't be confident they're both here. So King and Taco still have to look the other ways. It's down to Shy.
Shy, no. Beautiful damage. Definitely chunking them down, and it gives his team the information. 1v2 for Davies. You can play this one time on your side if you are Leviathan. Davies, half on the defuse, but already creeping closer to defeat. There's King. Right over the shoulder. Pistol round win for Lev.
Major for them. Whoever wins, whichever team gets the dominance in that kind of area and ends up winning these duels, which we're going to see one again.
Nade to the side, got to use the TP to evacuate and get out of there. Spike dropped to the floor.
So at the moment, it's kind of Leviathan having to give up that space, right? They're giving credit to KRU, a bit of respect to KRU, and allowing them to own that area. That can sometimes condition Lev into playing passively or focusing on Mound in the future rounds.
Destroyed.
It's going to be the impetus to hit the site, though, as soon as Davies pushed away. Just being farmed, really trying to min-max this one, but it's going to be an attempt to try and refight. Smoke drops off. As well, cuts away one of the long-term angles. Nazino, close to the corner, doesn't have the gun, but a job Shy! That is beautiful with the transfer.
Spike planted.
And that's such an incredible player to be in position to help Mazzino, because now Shy's got up to his lockdown. They're going to have this to be able to come into a bonus round with. And for Lev, they couldn't ask for anything better. Shy going nutty on the pistol, and then also farming orbs and getting a couple of kills there towards the end. Put a rifle in his hand, he's creating magic to bounce back from getting outclassed in some of these maps. You know, opening, they go down 13-5, Ascent, they lose 13-6, and yet they're still bringing it afterwards.
satchels, avoiding all of that util over the top though. There's a TP, and they seem none the wiser. Melter is there, ready and waiting, still kills to be found, and there's the paranoia. Let loose, let rip. Is there the follow-up there? Yes, there is. Finally, help from his teammate.
Cover.
Kuznets is happy to oblige. Shy is so out in the open. Now locked down to the Prior, no chance in hell he's going to be able to use it. Oh, he's watching from the spectator seat.
And when KRU are dominating Rubble, this is going to change the way that LEV have to approach things. I mean, they don't even get the chance to use the lockdown here. Their opportunity to build some kind of round that focuses around that ultimate that they got online so early, torn away from them. No chance. They're going to have to start respecting that KRU have good ideas on Rubble control.
They're seeking to re-clear this one. It's going to be hard for them. Snakebite. Does it land towards the back? Does Melter get tagged? But he does. Has to drop down. Back to the corner. There's one. Isolating the fights out. Davies. Okay. Cleans it up towards the end, but not without the difficulties and casualties. Only 2 players surviving for KRU.
Aid and potentially seizes or haunts, along with other utility that's been thrown in. Apologies. Having to dodge the nade combined with the flashes.
It's a difficult one. This time, yeah, LEV are going to be granting full respect over towards that Rubble control. They do not want to mess with Kesnet when he's earned that showstopper. Full control, but look how fast he is on the rotation. He's already through the spawn.
Mazzino has just walked in.
I believe it spotted him. Yeah, Nagset's aware. He knows the cross was there, yet still the fight gets one out. And the lockdown should push them all the way back. What a flick. Beautiful with the reactions once more. Davies does respond, bringing him down. Nice trade, but he's going to be detained. Needs some help. Players hot on his heels, seeking to try and bring him down, though. They give up the space. They realize it. Too risky to try and approach it. At least they are granted the plant. Seekers from Klaus. Usually commit this one. That's close to the corner. King is caught out near-sided, but he does have the back of the rest of his team. Snakebite's there. Shy doing a wonderful job of trying to stop them out towards Waterfall. They take the fights together, grouped up.
I like the call from Leviathan, making sure that they can use the lockdown in this spot and not over-committing to a fight towards a Rubble. Like I said, I really feel like KRU have dominated that area of the map to the point where LEV have to start showing respect. It's hard to criticize Mazzino for going for the play where he just walks in completely alone, is like, don't worry, I'll take this round.
I'll go for it. There's never attempt to things. It's the half by KRU once more.
It feels like they're trying to funnel Leviathan into going for C hits. And if that's the case, KRU need an answer for how they're going to deal with the C hit. Sometimes that's going to be teams with an Odin. Sometimes that's going to be stacking all of your Killjoy and Viper utility over there. Or trap plays. But at the moment, I feel like KRU have successfully conditioned, despite looking like they're about to go 1-4 down, LEV to start the map towards the left instead of towards Rubble. The question is, how do they actually turn that into round wins?
No way. Melter, what is this? Put to the corner.
Cover going out.
Slight pocket to work with, but no. No one going to be walking towards him. Now, is that smoke cover?
Nagset has a shorty, Brent.
Yeah, into the back.
Hiding behind the box.
And we saw him got 2 earlier. Can he do any more? It's contacting. No way. How do you get out of that spammable location? Davies, where do you prioritize your shots into the horn? It has to be done. Nagset, though, will be dealt with. Wide face giving him that space as well. Showstopper around the back. First time I haven't seen a kill light up in the feed there from Kesnet. Pushing through into the smoke, but that is watched for. Shy. He's got the discipline there. He knows exactly what his role is. Winning even the fade ult with the Nightfall. No more noise cues. Spam enough, though, denying the plant. Isn't really knowing where this is going on. Can't hear any of this. Just sees the shots going wide. Resetting it, making it dangerous and expensive. But it is 4-1 still. LEV running away with these rounds now.
They certainly are, but its rifle's going to be back online for KRU. And this is their opportunity to respond. They drew out the Nightfall in the prior round by virtue of Kesnet using his own showstopper. So, ultimate situation, fairly even. Bit of an advantage, I would say, to KRU potentially, the fact that they have the lockdown. Are we really going to see another fight happening over here towards Rubble? Neither team wanting to give up on it at all.
Not willing to be disrespected, but might get difficult. Just a paranoia. Sidestepped and avoided. Waiting it out. Here's the horn. There's layers to it with the util. Sent flying. You can see it. Snakebite, Nanoswarm. popped up. That is a nasty shot by Melzer.
Completely catches Taco in transition. A more diligent approach in terms of clearing this area from LEV.
Placing swarm grenade out.
So they've got a little more map control, but they've paid for it with a life. And that life is their entry player. Zeno far forwards, not worried about stairs at all. Slinks towards the breakable door. As the tree door is open too, these A players have got to stay towards that site. But people are contacting into B.
Yeah, and what are they trying to feign, though? The spike is in middle of nowhere. Mazzino has the ult, so picks that one up. Once they claim the B side, cancels it, picked it all the way up. But again, once we're getting caught out, there's two players watching for him. This player advantage creeping further and further away.
And they haven't even gone for the plant.
No, not yet. They want to try and force a fight as well. They can't. They don't feel comfortable to try and get the plant down as Util out in the hands of these players, but you'll be getting away with too much else, are you? Shy and King facing a match, trying to find those openings, facing it all together. Spike dropped out. Out of range of them. King retrieved this one, but there's really no time. I mean, 17 seconds left. They know exactly where he is with the flash. That indicator. Snakebite down. Will there be any form of chase? Now there is, yeah. Pushing forwards and past. Still, the plant online. King close to the corner. Has the pit. No time to unlock it. And there it is. Wide by Melzer, sacrificing his life, but for the greater good.
Some of these Leviathan rounds are mystifyingly overcooked. And that's an example. I feel like we saw it's a bit of a head scratcher, but Leviathan is still in the lead. KRU are committing bodies to controlling rubble again. And LEV this time not really wanting too much to deal with it.
No switch-ups. A nade being thrown into it. Diligence by LEV. They're going to making sure to clear out, take control of B main. Satchel, does that take out the alarm bot?
I think it should.
Yeah, it does. Breaks it. But meanwhile, there's this deep push. Flash is dodged. King has to reset the aim. It does well to get the one, but traded.
That's a pretty big advantage, I would say, for the defenders, actually. Having that Viper all down is pretty massive. Puts a premium on Mazzino's smokes, of which he's already used one, and is about to get the other back in 25 seconds, so difficult for them. Melzer is now posted up towards A2 and can tell the rest of his team to go and stack towards C and towards B. The question being, do they want to play a retake? They have great ults for retake here, KRU. But sometimes you don't want to give them the space.
LEV are just happy to just contact in and try and take this fight together with them. Choosing to use their own lockdown.
You should run.
Really getting bogged down. Now it's being used. That's deep onto the side. Lockdown for a lockdown. Really clearing them out. Nade sails through all the way to the back. It's damage exchange. And kills are flooding on either way. Either direction. 2 versus 2 now. 25 seconds left. The plant has to start coming online. And Tackleer will commit to the stick. An extension into the round. Bit of a breather. Playing together. Both of these teams not willing to give up an inch. No more Util left standing. Do they anticipate this? It's spotted. Tackleer.
And it's not planted for them.
No reaction in time to try and watch that. And as soon as they realize this, yeah, of course you're going to try and stick it. Nags it. He knows he can just stick it. It's not spammable. Doesn't have the rifle for it. No high-pen weapon. Melzer just watches for it. The re-push.
What a crumble on the fly from Leviathan. That's 2 rounds in a row now where the calls just haven't made sense, I don't think. The prior one, much more of a macro, but that one on the fly, the 2 players, they do calls. We have in the past seen that bring out the best from LEV, but it looks like they're losing their grip on what was a great start to Lotus.
Once more giving up control. Everybody walking over towards the C site. It's a nade there. Tackleer, vulnerable duck, has the showstopper. He's so damn low. Nanaswarm at his feet. Almost bringing him down there. The repositions of Davies. And that's it. Everybody doing this, man. So Nanaswarm set down Pride, actually earned the first kill. And now the door opens up. KRU eager to draw some more blood, eager to take another fight. There's nothing to cut this one up. They flip the side up entirely, taken towards the back section of it. And repositioning once more to Waterfall. Again, not planning for them there.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to just see exactly the same kind of situation occur. It's on Mazzino.
Yeah,
he's got to go
back.
huge.
He gets stunned up. Now there it is. Rocket online. Kesnit skips across the angle. Noswa, no world in which he's able to get that 1 kill found for him. But how do you win this one? You just can't. Again, planted close, cut to the corner. It's just a repeat. And 4-4, that's where we draw it.
Same situation occurring again. And one of the things that I didn't mention prior, which is important in those kind of spots, because flanking them from. LEV are being forced to play at KRU's pace right now, and it's setting KRU up for these really nice retakes where LEV have no good post-plant positioning.
Satchel out.
Double satchel. Leading it in, Judge in his hands, but fully blinded up. Boombot's there! And there's certainly damage done, but Davies, what a response! No way! Just ridiculous! Following it perfectly. The lines coming through, the smokes, the traces. Pinpoint accuracy.
Davies, one of those players that's just been so much better at LCQ than he was in the regular season. He came into this team, a newer addition, without the experience of the other people on the team. And he was playing all sorts of different roles. He was playing everything. He was a fill guy, the glue guy during the season, but it meant his individual performance suffered as a result of it. Here at LCQ, he's mostly focused on being a Sentinel player, on the chamber, sometimes playing aggressively. On Killjoy, he's able to still take fights. And it's just refined his game so much.
Focusing down the rolls, yeah. Does bring out the best in people, but you're really seeing that across the board of KRU.
30
like
seconds
Klaus,
left.
And Nagzed as well. Across the board. I mean, Melzer's calling. I mean, goes without saying about Kesnet. Just his fragging capabilities, his killing prowess. The whole team coming alive. And this is the final hurdle here. Potentially
10 seconds
last
left.
map, really, that they have to face before earning that chance, that qualifier spot into champs. And wouldn't that be just absurd? Even to say it out loud, we've been witness to KRU multiple maps in a row, multiple games in a row of just them going on a tear, wondering, okay, well, makes for a nice storyline, but when...
Tournament where you felt like they had a chance of being able to win it. You know, a lot of people had Cloud9 as the favorites to be able to go on a ridiculous run. And then, you know, Leviathan, a lot of people thinking they might be able to get up to their former glory. And KRU are giving them a bit of a beating here on 2 out of the 4 maps that we've seen. This one still looking a little close, but KRU in control for the moment.
For the moment. It has been quite lopsided in terms of these rounds.
It looks like they're going to repush this. I mean, Davies baiting like he's the only player there holding passively. And instead, Kesnet and Klaus want to refight B main. And they're getting such great info right now.
Shadows traveling.
This decision aiming to break some of this utility. There it is. The repush catching them. And you talked about it just a bit prior, Josh. I mean, it's KRU that are playing at such a pace, they're forcing LEV to react.
Yeah.
Taking these moments into their own hands. That refight out in towards B main. They weren't ready for it.
No, and that's the kind of thing that when the sides are flipped, you'll see the KRU players deal with those moments really well.
Zeno looking up. This time, Nagzit knows. He's got a sight set onto it. Even the snakebite on top. Fully aware with the turret taking that contact. At least one more player just sitting outside that position, forcing a rotation from Davies. But at this point, 3 players left standing. Can King get onto the side and get the pit off? It looks so damn unlikely.
And one of the key parts to all of this is that KRU have been winning rubble control. And so Melzer is left alone to control A, and they can commit 2 to C, 2 to B. If the attacking team cannot push those players away from being deep on A, you're just left with so little of the map to play with. It turns Lotus into a 2 spike site map.
Yeah. Completely isolates it. And KRU are hunting for the guns. They want them out of the hands of these LEV players. Crossfire setup. Yeah, a little bit harder to chew through than maybe they anticipated. So staving off away some of that damage there. A little bit of excitement towards the end of it. Still, has to be the timeout for LEV because they have just been getting
from in a chokehold. Every move they make, KRU have got the answer. And a lot of it is that proactivity in the mid-round.
Yeah, I mean, speaking on that proactivity, even the little, you know, bits and pieces from Leviathan, they try and poke towards B, try and break some of the util. I don't know if you noticed in that last round, they pulled back the alarm bot so it didn't get broken by the satchel.
Yeah.
And then replanted it again in the middle of the round.
Which halves the amount of time that it's going to be down for.
So it doesn't get destroyed, got it earned back, but here we go. This time choosing to just disrespect, seeing if they can take the fight towards it. Satchel plays again across, Horn. It is there, Paranoia on top. Do they really seek to try and take the battle? Yes, they do, a Nightfall. This time, it's going to be used to supplement it. Attempt to try and take the fight and the push, this time being won out by them. Yet, Davies once more there. This time, not able to get lucky by tracking down the traces through the wall. He's brought down and leaves it to Nagzit.
Finally, they break through and push into A and take this control.
Spike planted.
Now, with the orb and with the plant, Shy and Taco are getting their ults online. So this is now going to be helpful for the next. Unless Nagzik poses a bit of a problem, but surely not. Yeah, Shy's got him in the back.
Good by Shy.
And LEV now have a real chance at tying this up at 6-6, coming out of Owner's timeout.
Round in the half.
I said they had to fix something. They either need to be able to go into control rubble, send us into the next half even.
Well, there we go. Takalea off the rip, off the jump, and a rocket, it lands true. Claims the target, nade rebounded, nobody can choose to fight him. He stands his ground down, plant is fast, off the rip. They're gonna try and flood right back into this, no denial of it. Util being used and a snake bite's there, still it is chaotic. And it's scrappy all over the place still, with the pit laid down. It's a massive advantage now for LEV, there's really no breathing room in this. The shorty shot's going wild, King. No kills claimed.
You should run.
Has to back away and leave this one, and finally a bit of a breather, enough for this lockdown to be just planted. Lord knows where, maybe out into the open. King falls.
What a kill.
That is a massive one. No more pit now to push it back, but time is running short. You can see it. I mean, you're hearing it. It's ticking away with how fast this spike was planted. Time is just out of their hands. Gets it. Lucky with it, but still doubled up, double face. There has to be somebody sticking it. They know it. They force them out of the open. Sightlines are LEV, happy to clean it up, so 6-6 evened up on that.
Timeout, comeback, Owner finding value against the team that he coached in the past. That's what you get from those coach input.
What we've seen so far really could just go either direction. Good stuff so far from a multitude of players. To send it down to GB and a desk to break it all down. And yeah, anyone's game. I mean, setting it all up, the grand goal on the line, of course, of that champs qualification, that spot that's going to be happening, you know, the tournament, really the culmination of the entire year.
And KRU looking to join Zeta, Giants, Na'Vi, the teams that have already made it out from LCQ. LEV trying to control rubble in a similar way we saw from KRU in the first half. They have Mazino posted up there fairly deep, and now they're going to start rotating other people away.
Almost a rinse repeat, isn't it, of what we were just seeing prior. Door opened wide. Fakes like they could be rotating into B main. Spotting it out.
I feel like I missed something early on in this round, but Klaus, you know, he doesn't have a Trailblazer. He doesn't have flashes to be able to use. Must have used the Trailblazer really early on, I feel. Or has he just bought heal and pistol?
Or just opted for a ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, he must have done. That's unusual for the attack side. I mean, Trailblazer is just such a massive tool, but they've got a specific round in mind, maybe.
Got a flash is back online. Regen contacting again through. No util to meet them on the other side, but a wall makes them second guess themselves. Down to 40 seconds in this one. There will be nobody to meet them, except now it's being shored up. You can see it's King approaching that position. Close to the corner, jump spot, smokes up. Bit of damage being peppered into him, but the paranoia ripping its way through, giving up the space now to them. Melzer trying to get this plant off. There's a nade. Taco still holding on to it now, and there's a call in the moment. This is KRU. That adaptability, flexibility. That's a triple fight as well, all the way up into heaven. Close to the corner though. Prowler, nade at his feet. Counterplay with the util, horns over the top. They've regained still that control of this. It needs to be an attempt by LEV to try and clear through. And they're winning their fight. Shy. He's been the difference maker in this map, and even in this round. Maybe he can win it out for them. Davies though on the flank. The distraction is just perfect. Where's the last player left standing? Cutting around the corner. Nana Swarm. No chance of sticking it. King is forced into such a difficult decision. Has to try and stick this one now. Half. Will he be able to get it? It's a wider face, and Davies knows how to play it.
What a ridiculous round from Davies. He spent that entire round waiting outside C for Shy's turret to deactivate. That Owner is devastated that they lose.
Because it could be everything. We know how important these pistol rounds are.
That could be the whole season.
That's it. An end much earlier than any team really wants, any player really wants.
And a massive stack here from Leviathan over towards C. Remember how important that was on Pearl to get LEV's comeback started on that map. KRU won the pistol, LEV stacked a site, and KRU walked into it. This time, Melzer's got the read, and they are pathing in the complete opposite direction. No danger whatsoever here over towards A.
Yeah.
KRU are going to get the freest sight of their life. And I mean, in theory here, Kesnick could take the plant as well and start building up towards the showstopper that they can use. So I don't know whether they'll exactly fill. Yep, there they go for it. So Spike goes over to Kesnick, building up another one of these ult orbs. And now, you know, once you realize that the round should be favored for you, Kesnick can actually go and try and hunt some of these kills too. It's what I'm sure he would like to do, and it builds you up towards the ultimate. He only needs 1 and a death, or 2 and survive.
You know, crew, they do love to get aggressive, try and hunt for some of these kills, build up the ults. Same could be said for LEV, but now they're grouping up just onto the edge of the spike. Look at Kesnet, he's keen for it.
Yeah, I
He
think
handed the rifle over to Davies as well, so he wouldn't give it up.
That's so smart. I love that. Just min-maxing the smallest things.
Yeah, doesn't want to give away the weapon, but still wants to try and claim the kills, only his life. Still, gets him 1 step closer to the ultimate.
Yeah, only needs an ult orb. And on this map, the attackers have really their choice. Pick of the litter.
Oh yeah.
So for Leviathan, I feel like you've got to read into that. You've got to realize that Kesnet's going to be playing for an ult orb somewhere. And picking which one he's likely to go for will really dictate how LEV play the round. Do they want to run a trap play with a paranoia and a haunt, perhaps, to try and stop him from taking the C orb? Do they want to push really aggressive with a nade and a C's to stop him from taking the A orb? Or run some other kind of aggressive play over
Right
towards
on the
B?
money, honestly.
I mean,
Group up outside C.
Yeah, they've got multiple options, but it's about picking the right side of the map, and it looks like they've done so.
Maybe group up. Already disrespecting, moving across there. There was an anti-flash position played by Taco.
And crew have immediately called to cancel.
Oh yeah.
They realize that this is a common trap play that they're going to see, and they want no part of it. Instead, working towards B, looking to try and pick Kesnet up the orb over there.
Same time as this as well. Max is just disrespecting any hold towards A. Hearing all that util being used, he's happy to just take all that space. I mean, he has looked so deep.
Yeah, and this is massive for them. Crew can either commit to the A push with the showstopper or go back and try and push Mazzino away before they go back to A. And they've decided for the more rapid approach.
Yeah.
With a minute still on the clock, there is no one really hard defending the A
Here.
site.
Going to get slowed down. My ball's going to be ending at some point, but they do have the Nano Swarm still set up. There it is. Cuts through. Nobody spotted. Into door, into tree. Giving that space up, and a fast flank occurring from LEV as well. 3 players grouped up.
It looks like they're not even going to use the showstopper. They realize there's no one home.
Need to be careful, though, from behind. These players are going to be trying to fight them back now. Where's the noise? Yeah, it's being
No
made!
way.
Showstopper! There's another satchel in play as well to just evacuate and get out of there, but util's being used, and they still need to try and fight over this space. Kesnet is close to the corner. Battle on 2 fronts, out towards the side. The shots are missing. Not quite hitting them. Even with the reset of the movement, it is chaos, and a reposition of Melzer is necessary. Back and away.
As is Davies. They've played this situation really nicely, not fighting too heavily, just repositioning.
Mistake a lot of teams do tend to make as well, and by doing that, they give no options, no openings, and LEV forced again. Tail tucked in between their legs, they back away with what guns they've got, but this is an advantage that is getting away from them on a map where they need to win.
And sure, the time is low, but that's a 3v4. A 3v4 that they decide to save instead of going for it and being confident that they can turn a situation like that around. And they've given Crew the lead. Their economy is not going to be in a great spot. Only 3 rifles that they can really work with. And set plans, protocols. And if Crew get a feel for what the protocols are or where the trap play is, they can try and find those holes. The more they understand how LEV are playing, the better Crew's calling should get. And especially for Melzer, who's played in this system before. A long time ago, admittedly. You know, all the way last year. But still, LEV haven't changed too much in that time period.
Isolate them and kill them.
It's Melzer who's got a fantastic read of the game. His calling has been setting him apart. Battle of the Minds versus like King, but this time Crew with all the guns. Disrespect being showcased as well. They take all of that control onto C now. Nags. Oh, he's at a slight angle, isn't he? Right here, Prowler's broken. Such a wide face still. It's the 1-for-1. Does cause some worries. Everybody watching towards that A main position, knowing that they've lost control of it.
One of the other major differences is that Leviathan are committing 2 players to defending C in situations where Crew just left it to 1. It can weaken the other side of the map, but for now it seems like the correct play.
There.
1-for-1 trade. I mean, the defenders are spread thin across the map here. Nade into the back, Shy. He's got to
Good
force
nade.
himself out wide yet. Tucked close, 77. Help still! No way does he get to! Vulnerable tuck, it's impeccable! Just perfection. Weaving in and out and playing off of one another. Leaves it down to just Melzer. A lot of bullets. Paranoia does miss, but well, we're meeting the firing line. My God, did Leviathan need that?
The biggest play, just when his team needed it the most. And it's all about evading the nade.
It's 9-7, yeah, still the round deficit is there, but I mean, that was a round that they really had no right winning. The weaponry was not good.
And now you give yourself a little bit of a comfort, a safety net in terms of the economy. You know, there's still a couple of people really low, Taco, Shy, but there's a bit here to work with.
It's all to do.
Melzer is very aggressive in this spot compared to how you'd usually see him play, but not rewarded for that.
Free firing on the corners.
So KRU have taken control of the whole of front B and C. But there's a very similar situation occurring when Mazzino is up towards rubble. Do KRU have some kind of plan to deal with this Omen? Push him away. There are lineups you can use here for the Snake Bites, Nanoswarms, Trailblazer. But Mazzino can always try to answer with a Paranoia and a one-way. The Omen has many tools for this spot. Part of why it's so meta on this map.
Agza's got a lineup. I think there's a Snakebite that's going to be landing on top of the pillar. Yeah, Mazzino's already backed away. Not sure where the Snakebite ended up landing. Teleport in order. Got to get out of there. Does saw the bullets, and meanwhile Davies keeps catching a look in with Melzer himself on top of it, on top of the box. Tackles there, realizes the squeeze is on, and the showstopper is a damage done. Certainly the casualties flying back and forth. Kesner's still active and alive in the fight, but a spike is dropped out wide onto the open side here with 15 seconds left. They realize it's not winnable, got to give it up. And backing away, so
10 seconds left.
Leviathan once more earning themselves a breathing room, an extra lifeline, maybe a chance to drag it back even.
KRU with a clear plan of how they wanted to retake rubble control, and the plan worked. They were able to shove Mazzino away, but in the same time, they tried to overcomplicate things perhaps just a little. But in that kind of spot, King comes up huge.
Another fight to be taken. This is a skirmish. Any sort of util. Horn over the top. Orb to cut up that sight line. Control given up. Just of rubble. KRU happy to take it now and wait it out. Lev realizing that they too favored. Instead just backing up away from all of this. It's a one-way setup. Perfect timing. As the door starts to rotate now. Where's the pivot? Kesnet hunting for a head, hunting for a kill, not given that sight line for any amount of time. Down to a minute on the clock here for KRU.
And Taco knocked down to, you know, almost about half health. Davies has just been controlling that angle over towards C, and the rest of the team now coming back to return to him. If Nax picks up the orb at front B, he's going to have his pit online. But doesn't want to commit to that.
Here.
40 seconds in a round. Satchel's being used to
There is
pave
not
the
much
way,
time
clear it
here,
out.
Brent.
Yeah, it's getting precarious because, again, still have that util in the back pocket. Not really been doing enough to try and drag it all the way
30
out.
seconds
Yeah,
left.
Leviathan are committing King and Shy to these kind of spots. The two top fraggers for the team are locking down C.
Almost snake bites though, and down to that 20-second mark. Here it is. Do or die. Satchel combined with the flash. Cuts across the angle again. Nade towards the back. They have to take this fight now. And Shy, again, could be the difference maker. Him and King have just been fantastic in these spots. But again, it's Nozwa trying to shore it up. 10 seconds remaining. The plant will go down. Anything tonight is Taco. He has the nade, but already being stuck. Klaus avoiding, dodging, juking the bullets.
These players are low. Kesnik getting healed back up by Klaus may end up being super important. But Taco has to go for a play. Mazzino is so far away, he can't afford to wait for the Omen. Taco's got to make something happen now. And the Trailblazer has
Timing.
timed it.
Yep. Shot's
still looking
fired,
for it.
though. Yeah. Wasn't broken in the end. Taco's there. Flash over the top, not connecting too hard. No plays really falling for it. Mazzino, he's low enough, and there's damage being done, certainly, but time now ticking. The spike putting that pressure. KRU, they find the 10th round.
This team is playing with the clock down to the wire.
Oh, yeah.
We saw many rounds like that because of the trades that they need to get a plant down and win that round in a 3v2. That one may have been the trickiest for the attacking squad, because now as Kesnit's just been farming orbs all around the map, he's about to have another showstopper online.
We know the impact of that.
Can Leviathan stop them from getting in position to execute? I mean, Shy can't use his lockdown here.
He's in a position to spam the wall. Here's the orb being picked up. Just a nanoswarm anyway, just defending his position. Still tucked close into tree. Trailblazer around the back. Now to showstopper. Oh, but he misses the movement. And King punishes right from the back. Still inside. Stunned up Davies. Taking a fight to his adversary. With Shy falling now. It should be the site cracked wide open. The pit. Free reign with it. Launched down. Shots just missing. Naxxas still alive, so the pit active once more. But as LEV were just really seeking to just lay claim to one section of the map already. They cut it up. Tree control is there, but the pit still remains active and still alive. Where's the util? Postplant's playing away from this one. It's always tricky. Naxxas falls. That is the crux of it. It's left up to Klaus, and I think he's already made noise. They already know where he is, waiting for it, dodging with the flash. Someone needs to tap this, and look at that from Mazzino. Gliding across the ground, sets it up for his own team, if not himself.
How have Leviathan won that retake? Into the pit. Yeah, people very rarely remember who came second place in LCQ.
Oh, silver means nothing in LCQ, man. You don't want to be aiming for that at all.
And so many of these players have experience in this kind of situation. I said last year, KRU won the South American LCQ and made it to champions off that. Also, on the other side of things, Noswa has always made it to champs via LCQ. Always. Every year. He doesn't want to see a streak like that end today.
It's more the economy taking a tumble here for KRU. LEV really should be set up for this one. As it's a pop flash play, they want to disrespect it. Taco from the high ground position. Melter seeking to punish and capitalize, and he gets out with his life.
No Klaus alive, though, to be able to heal him up. And a 3v3 with guns dropped in places where the KRU players have no chance of being able to recover them.
Yeah. Not really a chance of it.
So still favored towards Leviathan. Taco's done enough here.
I can't believe Mazzino here. I mean, this deep push out of A main, and you're up against the half-buy.
Yeah, and also the angle that he's fighting on is kind of favored for Stingers.
It's risky, isn't it? Davies is there, though. Only the ghost in his hand to really try and challenge that.
Mazzino is a very confident player, but we've seen him get punished a few times in this series, and he's looking like he's about to be punished.
Melzer, he capitalizes!
Those are the mistakes that are gonna cut you off at the knees.
And what a brutal one. Yeah, you've granted all that
left.
space, yeah, but you've handed over the rifle. And now, sightline set, grouped up once more. King has to try and do it. The spray down does not receive two. He's brought down with the trade. Plant. More time being bought into the round, but it leaves it once more to Shy. He has been a difference maker. The numbers he's putting up, nothing short of that spectacular moment, but he just opens himself up. He's not favored for it. And that's a backbreaker, Josh.
That's an enormous error from Leviathan, and Ona has ever seen an Omen playing in that kind of position either. The jump spot just doesn't, it doesn't clear enough. You just expose yourself. These are the small mistakes that happen when there's everything on the line. And King's popped his Viper's Pit at the very start of this round, based off a bit of noise happening over towards Rubble.
Very early.
This is a really heavy A setup right now. Look at the alarm bot here too. You know, even if King has people walk inside of his ultimate, they're not going to be able to get through uncontested. So King can play very safe inside of this and still help over towards B. Oh. It's C, where Mazzino is, that's weak. And Mazzino cannot afford to fall here again.
No, he's the lone player to hold back all of it. The onslaught that might just be coming in his direction. Cross mound. KRU are hungry. Drawing them away. It's spam. Bullets raining through the angles. No damage done.
Nobody stayed over towards A. So it's going to be a little more difficult to return in that direction. Davies can pop his lockdown, though, and they'll have access to the B site. It is going to be tough to deal with King inside the pit, though.
All picked up. Klaus.
Big ultimates to work with.
Got it online. They're going to aim to try and fake this. They just handed the spike over to Melzer. He has his ult. 25 seconds left. It's the goal to draw rotations. Damage being done. It's the rifles. Being knocked down into the angles. A lockdown on top of it. They want to try and do it maybe into C. There's no time. 15 seconds. Got to get a move on. But it's being watched for. The lockdown will push them back. You have to respect this one, King. Not getting detained. Giving it away. 7 seconds remaining. Has to be the plan. And he will commit to it. Now the ult. Needed to get themselves onto the site. They've granted it, but they don't have any of the extremities. Shy pushed up, locked down into the smoke. Timing is everything, and he's got the knife out. Not enough though. King defends it. The lockdown's still alive, and it just, I mean, it's going to be pushing them all the way and all the way back. King, such a play to make in a moment. Might have just done it. Down and out. Kesnet aims to take the one, but King, my God, man, how much can one leader do?
He's been there as a rock every time Leviathan need him. Pulling his team through with his inults used in that. Crew are now poor. Only Kesnet close to his showstopper with a hero rifle on himself and Melzer. Is this opportunity to go to champions going to slip away from Crew? They're 2 rounds away, but this one looks difficult. Surely we're set up for an 11-11 game.
You gotta think. Mazzino.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke committed there to the front section of B.
Mazzino wants to get
down.
Yeah. I mean, my eyes are now drawn to Kesnet.
What is that off?
Who knows? Feeling.
Yeah, damage done though, but a heal used to bring him back up. Still, not enough to deal with that alarm bot. Now they're going to be walking right into Mazzino. Breaking a Trailblazer is good. It was a key piece of util. Not going to have that one to clear through. Paranoia on top. Kesnet wants to try and face wider. Here's a showstopper. At work, in play, Mazzino. Out wide in the open.
Caught again on the anti-eco. They can't afford to be playing 4v5s in these kind of spots.
Mistakes like that will cost you. Taco, Stalwart, the defender, Nightfall. This is to try and supplement and help him out again. That supportive ult.
30
Scatters his
seconds
way
left.
across, but it's sidestepped by Crew. They want to set the sights again over towards B. There is util here. Melzer pressing forwards. Alarmbot spots it. Ow, but Shy just didn't know where to aim. They are falling and they are crumbling. This is a round the Crew really shouldn't have won, but now the spike planted. The positioning is good of the players. They have a massive advantage here. And Taco and King, if you fall into your old ways and save, it looks like the decision is made for them. No money in the bank.
And Leviathan in a 2v5 forced to make a terrible decision here. To the jeers of the crowd as Crew get up to match point, to tournament point. 1 round away from champions.
Here. My ult's ready.
And they've managed to do it here on this map by winning 2 thrifties, both of which feature Mazzino being the first, or not first, but a large error. The Crew were able to capitalize on. Caught out playing too aggressively over towards A. Not respecting the showstopper enough in this round. Trying to fake the teleport away, hoping Kesnet would fire it off into the distance.
Match point.